Hello everyone and welcome to the finals for the EGFC Power 5 Invitational. I hope everybody's had a great time in New York City so far, as well as enjoying the welcoming reception at the OS studio. I of course am Navik, and today I'm joined by Hunted.
Hi everybody. Today we're starting off with Washington State versus Louisiana State, and this should be an exciting matchup. After that, we've got Florida State up against Illinois, and the two of those, whoever wins these two best of sevens, they move on to the grand final, and man, it's going to be fun to see who's going to be the EGFC Power 5 champions.
Yeah, no, I'm thoroughly excited for that. Honestly, I have no idea, right? I have no idea to who we're going to see come out of these matches successfully, because we've seen a few things throughout the days. We saw some players, some teams who thought that we weren't going to see them win series, and then they took them.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the nature of Rocket League, especially collegiate Rocket League. It's always so fun to see the teams, I don't know, it's Rocket League, right? Anything can happen in Rocket League, and especially at this college level, they're all so close in skill level and that drive and determination that it's so much fun to watch as we're underway with game one. But if there's a team who has consistently been at the top of the collegiate scene, it's this LSU squad. And I'm interested to see how Reverb plays with Sharp and T-Bait.
Yeah, because of course you didn't see yesterday, LSU absolutely thrived in the LAN environment, and now with a good demolition coming out there, there's going to be a clear. James with an opportunity, Sharp managing to get that one away. Of course, going over the teams, we have LSU in the blue and WSU in that orange. This is a best of 7 series, ladies and gentlemen, and LSU are going to take first blood.
That they are, and it's just a good pass out of the corner there from Sharp. He realizes all three players kind of flat-footed there for Washington State, and T-Bates will knock that one home. So a 1-0 game, 34 seconds into game number one, and the teams, they played best of 5s yesterday, and now we're moving into this kind of best of 7 setup. It's a long haul in Rocket League. A best of 7, you're playing at least 4 games. It gives you a great chance to kind of break down your opponent and see what they're doing to try to counter that.
Yeah, along with downtime and things, you're playing like at least 27 minutes, and that is a lot of Rocket League, because especially if you win this series, you go on to the next one, and that's the minimal amount of time. With 7 games, you're playing like nearly an hour-long series.
Oh yeah, if we go to all 7 games, we are certainly here for an hour 15 minutes, and that's going to be a quick shot in transition. Don hits the crossbar on the shot. I thought that was a goal for sure from WSU.
Yeah, that transition was absolutely beautiful, but unfortunately just going a little bit too high here as Reverb tries to run away with it. Sharp's going to be able to get it, though. Managed to reset. Reverb with a shot. Okay, kind of plays it slow. James trying to contest it, manages to. Now the ball is in Washington State's hands once again. Sharp's going to be in goal. Gets a massive clear over to Reverb. Reverb whips the transition into that central pass.
It's a good deflection, though, from T-Bates. Again, Reverb doing what he can to try to get the ball right out in front. And after that initial goal from LSU, this one will go in from T-Bates. He's such a good shooter from midfield, and he'll knock that one home. I was going to say the rotation from WSU was good, but all of a sudden, Don just not able to get to that shot. I don't think he was expecting T-Bates to hit that ball that hard.
No, T-Bates really in the right place, right time there. That just goes to show the knowledge in like how used to he is taking those center field shots. Demolition onto Sharp, demolition onto B900. Cool, James with an open goal. It's gonna go in.
Yeah, and that is a heads-up play from James as well. He sees the double demo, and unfortunately for T-Bates, he kind of commits to that play. He had to get a touch on the ball. He ends up taking out the player instead. And James, they punish LSU. I think the defender even missed that back corner boost as well, so he couldn't get back in time to try to cover the net. So a good heads-up play from Washington State to get on the board 2 minutes in.
Yeah, now, only 1 goal differential, though. 3 minutes left onto the clock. Washington State could very easily find something in, but Reverb there, not committing to the ball. Lets it drop down to Sharp. Sharp dribbling it away, chips it over James. Don Q Mojito, though, managing to save it away now. He's going to have to try and make it clear, but T-Bates is going to challenge him and try to get the ball in. James clearing it.
Yeah, T-Bates nearly gets the doozy there, but for Washington State, they're giving a lot of space, a lot of respect to LSU as Don just misses on that touch. Finally, a good challenge there through mid, and that's the thing that they need to do a little bit more in this game if they want to be on the offensive side of the ball. They've got to take a little bit more of an aggressive posture, try to win those challenges at midfield.
Yeah, a bit of communication coming out there, trying to fake it away. I like what we're seeing there. Reverb's going to be ready, but James manages to save it. B900 going for it. T-Bates challenges it. T-Bates clears it to Reverb, back into that midfield. Sharp pushing it down into an open goal. Can James get there in time? He cannot.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that this touch from Sharp goes in the net is not one you want to see from WSU. That is not a hard shot at all. I mean, Sharp was in decent position for the pass, but there's just no momentum on that ball, and the defenders all pushed up from Washington State trying to make something happen, and they just couldn't do it. A little bit of mispositioning. They've got to get that sorted if they want to take down an LSU team that's going to take advantage.
Yeah, now 2 goals up. LSU is sitting comfortably with 1:45 left onto the clock, and they're currently in ball possession. As soon as I say that, James steals it away. Gets it past Reverb. Just needs to get it past T-Bates. T-Bates playing it slow. James with the good read.
That's a smart play from James, too. He's trying to bait out T-Bates into backflipping or challenging this ball early. He makes T-Bates wait too long for him to get that touch all the way across the goal, and he just slips it in. Really, really smart play from James. You can tell he's got that CRL experience.
Yeah, I mean, J-Form never lets us down, but coming into the kickoff for this the fifth kickoff now, only 1 goal down, right? Washington State needs to just find something, but with James playing like he has been, that is definitely a possibility. Good plays for LSU here. Good rebound. Is there going to be a tap to set them up? B900 challenges it here. Going to be sending it straight back into mid. Don Mojito with a nice shot, but CT Bates save it.
And again, pushed up a little bit too far now as WSU. It was a good touch, but it's back in the orange zone. B900 has to go up and make that play. Still, T-Bates wants to rotate in on this ball. Sharp up in the air. The touch off the back wall will be cleared away by T-Bates. He was looking for the play down towards Reverb, but it's these challenges through midfield, I think, that are, again, really hurting WSU. They're not making the plays to keep the ball in the zone, and then they're on the back foot. They can't rely on transition goals and mistakes from LSU.
Yeah, but at the moment, that is what they have somewhat been able to do. Here comes the bounce now. Donkey Mojito trying to make something happen, but T-Bates stealing it away. Again, B900 caught with a good challenge. Pinches it upwards. They need to clear it away here if they don't want Sharp taking a shot.
It's a good save with only 20 seconds left. Still 1 goal needed by Washington State. Don not going to be able to get there. Reverb will play it out in front. Good clear from James, but still Sharp. 10 seconds left. Wants to kill all of that time if he can. The ball's still in the orange corner. T-Bates is going to beat Don there. That's off the post. That's in for Reverb, and that's a game 1 for LSU.
Yeah, LSU coming in strong there, but Washington State definitely not letting anybody down, right? When you're going against an undefeated team like LSU, when it comes to series, it's a very difficult time, and being able to almost tie it up and go into overtime is definitely a good start to this best of 7.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They played LSU quite well in this game, but again, I think there needs to be a couple of changes, specifically in midfield. They need to be winning that midfield possession, that midfield boost battle. They're kind of letting LSU walk all over them in mid. They're letting those long clears from LSU come out whenever the blue team feels a little bit of pressure, and you can't let T-Bates and Sharp in particular have free time, have space to do whatever they want, because as we've seen at the very top level of Collegiate Rocket League, LSU is a team that will punish you unbelievably for that.
Yeah, well, coming into game number 2 now, we hopefully should see them making those adjustments, right?
I mean, I would certainly hope so. I mean, if they want any chance at going to the grand finals, which, you know, this is a single elimination bracket, right? If you lose, you're out. There is no trying to climb back in through the losers bracket. So you're down 1-0 in a best of 7 series. Certainly not a time to panic, but definitely a time to analyze yourself and analyze your opponents to make that change to try to come back, tie the series at 1.
Yeah, but now once again, we're coming into it, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 is starting up.
Yeah, 5 minutes on the clock. 0-0 on the scoreboard, as it will be Don and Sharp to come together. James goes by T-Bates, but Reverb again in mid. T-Bates looking for the pass down. Not going to be able to get the touch, but it's not a good clear from Don. Still the ball in this orange zone for the first 15 seconds or so. There's the first shot registered. Will be turned away by James. So already you can see LSU trying to pick up where they left off in game 2 now, as this one's out in front again for Sharp. Reverb actually doesn't get any kind of touch on that ball, but still the possession just being held by LSU.
Yeah, now once again, LSU, like you said, Hunted, completely in possession, being able to put on the pressure, might be able to line it up there, just goes slightly too wide. James here with a bit of a clear. Teammate's going to be right on top of the deflection, though. Sharp looking to redirect it. Don Q Mojito tries to intercept, isn't going to be able to. Good bounce here, and this might be, oh my god, James manages to clear it.
Yeah, Sharp opted to turn off the challenge. I mean, he's in the defender's face. Might as well just go for it, even if you don't make that challenge. You at least put a little bit more pressure on, nearly cost them there, but this is the opportunity WSU needs to try to find this first goal. If they can steal one away from LSU, this could be momentum building, but they've got to keep the ball in the blue zone.
Yeah, and I think that's it, right? Pressure at the moment is coming down to everything. Washington State here getting a good tap, but nobody's going to be able to find it off of that backboard. T-Bates lobbing it over Donkey Mojito now. Going to try and air dribble it away, and it is going to go in.
Yeah, this is just smart play from T-Bates. He brings it up high, gets by that first defender, realizes he only has James to beat, and he goes for the 50. Doesn't matter where the ball goes as long as it's kind of back towards that enemy net. And that is exactly what happens. Great play from T-Bates. It's 1-0.
Nothing. LSU already up, though. Starting it, I wouldn't even say this was earlier, right? Because this was later than the last goal. We see some demolitions coming out. Sharp here, looking to get that double tap. Demolition, the demolition coming onto Don Q Mojito. Putting on a lot of pressure once again, and that's what we're seeing. Is LSU is just applying their position and applying this aggressive nature now. They're bringing out the bumps, Hunted, and it's difficult. It seems to be difficult for WSU to be able to stand their ground.
Yep, physical play, kind of the new meta of Rocket League, but that is a great pass. James, he'll go bar down. And WSU, you see them buzzing in that blue zone. It pays off for them now as they tie things up with 3 minutes to go. They got to be careful. I mean, all three players were pushed up again, and that is what caused that goal to happen, but it's an easy way for LSU to get those transition goals and potentially take the lead back.
Yeah, now coming into it once again, right? Good tap. Washington State here, evening it out, right, is huge for them because now they're kind of not on the onus to try and find the goals, but they cannot let LSU get it in. B900 cool there. Good save. Now coming out with the momentum. They're in the advantage state. Gets it past T-Bates. Doesn't find it off of Sharp, though. James tries to get it. Sharp contesting it as well. Winning that challenge. Gets it past another one. Oh, no. Good clear. Coming out from B900. Back and forth. The deflection lands in James's hands.
Ooh, the ceiling play. He doesn't have the flip. I thought he still had his flip. Unfortunately, he couldn't get back underneath that ball, but yeah, Sharp, he had a great play down that sidewall. It's just there was nobody ready for the play out in front for LSU. And Sharp is one of those types of players that he can be dangerous in 1v1 situations. He tries to isolate himself against the enemy defenders because he knows he can win challenges. He knows he can win 50s. And he did it there. Unfortunately, it doesn't turn into a goal, but watch for Sharp to try to continue that.
Yeah, now once again, kind of dead even in that center field. Good chip coming up from Donkey Mojito. B905 is going to find the touch. James looking for a touch. Good redirect coming out from T-Bates. Donkey Mojito, okay, plays it slow, goes to B900, cool. Sharp's going to challenge it. The double bounce comes out. James looks for a shot, and T-Bates is going to stop it.
Great read from T-Bates. It was a bit unlucky there for LSU, but he manages to make the play. Although that is a good back pass. Luckily, James was back ready for that one. B900 doesn't quite get the redirect, but with a minute 15 left, we're still tied up at 1. Reverb's actually going to get demoed in the blue net, but Sharp is there to clear the pass away. So, final 60 approaching. The next goal really may be the game winner, and we've seen chances on either side of the pitch, but LSU have come the closest, and Washington State pulled this one from kind of the jaws of defeat.
They definitely might be able to. This is some good pressure they're applying right now. Reverb with the clear. Oh no, if nobody's going to be able to stop that, and that's going to be LSU taking the lead again.
Hey, remember when I said they were all pushed up and it's super dangerous because LSU could capitalize and take the lead? That is exactly what happened. All three WSU players pushed too far forward, unable to find any kind of challenge. It's just a good clear off the back wall. T-Bates beats his man to the ball, and that's LSU back on top with 40 seconds left.
Well, once again, I mean, LSU here is being able to just apply the pressure. We saw this is going to be goal number 3, and this is the thing, right? Now they're just going to start running away with it, Hunted. Do you think that we just see Washington State kind of taking this downtime, or do we think they just expend as much mental energy as they can to try and catch up these 2 goals?
It depends on this kickoff. If the kickoff is good and they have offensive possession, I want to see them try their hardest to get one on. But if it does end up falling in their zone, which it doesn't look like it will, James might come off the ceiling. You can't get underneath of it. But yeah, at this point now, I think you focus on game 3, unless you can beat the LSU defense in the dying moments. But it was 2 good games from Washington State. They just had a couple of mental breakdowns at key moments, and LSU, they're going to capitalize every time.
Yeah, and I think that's where I think Rocket League over any other game, communication breakdowns here. I mean, that was a fantastic goal coming out from James, right? The rotations just were not on LSU's side, but I don't think they really cared at that point because they had the game.
No, certainly it was kind of a throwaway moment there for LSU, but those are the types of moments that we saw LSU capitalize on in the actual game. I mean, really, never should you be committing all 3 players to an offensive opportunity unless either one, you know that you're going to score, like you know the third man will have an open goal to shoot at, or you have to, like you're down by a goal, 20 seconds left, you've got to go for it. But we were tied at 1 when Washington State tried that, and it seems like it's miscommunication. Nobody is communicating that they're third manning, and it's hurting them. I mean, LSU didn't really earn their 3 goals in this game. They just capitalized on the opportunities WSU gave them.
Yeah, and I think that just goes to show that these goal lines don't and I think this is the interesting thing about Rocket League, right? Because when a goal line that's completely dominating and you just look at the scoreboard, it doesn't tell the whole story. Like you were saying, it's just a few key moments where things are breaking down in communication that's causing the issues, but their overall gameplay and positioning is good.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Washington State is a quality team. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they were in the CRL last season as well, and the players have that CRL experience, that high-level collegiate experience. But LSU is such a dominant team that you have to play perfect, or they're going to punish you for it.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they've been doing, right? They've been waiting for those mistakes to be had and pressuring them until that communication breaks down. And now, once again, we're coming into game at number 3. LSU up 2 points in this best of 7. So not quite match point, but if they take this one, we could be seeing a 4-0 series.
Yeah, certainly. And this is a must-win game, in my opinion, for Washington State. They're going to start on the defensive side. James has to make a save already, 2 for him, and that's a great pass reverb to T-Bates. And this is what I'm talking about. If you know that you are going to have an open goal as a third man in, absolutely go for it. T-Bates knew that. He knew he had a shot, and if that does get saved miraculously, there's no threat of a counterattack from WSU. So you see all 3 players commit to that play from LSU. It works out perfectly. They take a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, and once again, LSU pulling that lead. I mean, here we go. We could be seeing another opportunity coming out from here. B900 cool. Going to be on top of the ball, but Sharp has just been on top of this whenever we see Washington State manage to get a clear. This man just seems to be in the right place at the right time every single time. And it's really, really working out for LSU.
Yeah, Sharp is absolutely one of those position players that he's so reliable for good, solid touches, 50-50 wins, that it just lets T-Bates and Reverb kind of do whatever they want on the pitch. And Sharp does get taken out. He did take James out in that play as well. So we'll see if Washington State can use this pressure to find the equalizer. 3:30 just about left to go. But again, it's a solid clear from Sharp that's going to set WSU on the back foot.
Yeah, and you could say the same about B900 Cool when we're looking at Washington State, right? He's a very reliable player, and he manages to get a lot of saves. Oh my goodness, T-Bates, or Sharp even, with the challenge there, managing to find it off of that reflect. Like,
it's like he heard what I was saying.
Yeah.
He wins challenges, he wins 50s, and he does it again. It's just a solid dunk from Sharp, and the pass too to T-Bates to set that up was fantastic, right on the button. But yeah, again, such a consistent player for LSU. It's insane how much space Sharp opens up on the pitch.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. And like you said, that was just textbook clean, right? That was crossing your I's, dotting your T's. Coming out, though, coming in here, B900 Cool looking for the redirect. Sharp's going to challenge him once again and successfully win it. And this is what we're talking about. Now, T-Bates with a bit of a whiff, but Sharp's right behind him. Going to be able to find the rebound here. That ball is going to get stopped by James. I thought that might have gotten recentered there for a second. That was looking a bit concerning for Washington State. Donkey Mojito here challenges Reverb, successfully wins it. Tries to get it past T-Bates, gets the double tap. B900 Cool's not going to find the touch.
No, but James can keep the ball in. Sharp's going to get a touch, but he goes by T-Bates. Good keep in there from James, but they need a follow-up onto Reverb right now. Don Q's not going to win the challenge, and that has been the bane of WSU. They get a whiff of the offensive possession in the blue half, but they just can't keep the ball in. They can't win these midfield challenges. They've got to pressure the blue defenders whenever possible and keep this ball in the blue zone.
Donkey Mojito here with an opportunity. T-Bates is going to be on top of it, making sure that they don't lose any or get scored on at all this time round. And it's working out for them. 2 minutes left onto the clock. They're 2 goals up, and they've got the momentum coming out here. Donkey Mojito clearing it, stealing it away with a nice challenge. Good touch coming out from Sharp once again. And the momentum is so back and forth, but overall the possession is just in LSU.
Yeah, it's been a struggle for Washington State to maintain control of the ball. Sharp is going to go 1v1 against James there. B900 Cool will follow up in behind. Reverb and T-Bates actually get caught up. This could be an opportunity if Don Q can win this challenge. It's going to roll into the corner. James, he's got T-Bates to beat. It'll pop up in the air. He's looking for the pump onto Sharp, and B900 Cool, I think he was back getting boost. There was no follow-up there from Washington State. Oh, and it looks like Reverb and Don Q stuck in that Rule 1. That's going to be an open goal for T-Bates, 3-0 lead.
Yeah, the classic Rocket League Rule 1. For people that's not familiar, do you want to break it down, Hunted?
Yeah, I mean, there's even calling it a Rule 1 is a bit of controversy, but it's kind of widely accepted now. When two cars come together and they kind of lock into place, driving at one another, it's an unspoken kind of rule in Rocket League that you don't break that out of respect for your fellow player. And sometimes it turns the games from 3v3 into 2v2 for a couple of seconds, but it's just one of those weird things Rocket League players are into, I guess.
Yeah, it's just a community. It's more of a gentleman's agreement that the community has just slowly agreed on and it's become universally accepted. But Reverb here with a really nice touch. B900 Cool, playing it patiently, not trying to contest it in the air, just waiting for it to hit the ground. T-Bates is going to get it past a Reverb. Reverb's going to slow the ball down. T-Bates wasn't able to get the double tap, but you know who was? Sharp.
Yep, Sharp, again, just following up. And this is a really nice play from Reverb. He's not trying to do that. He's trying to score with that touch. Yeah. But it ends up working out because T-Bates is right behind to put pressure on WSU, who wasn't really expecting the ball to just sit there out in front. I'm sure Reverb would have liked to score. He doesn't have a goal in this game yet, but, you know, you'll take the assist, especially when your team goes up by 4 with 30 seconds left.
James, I really liked what we just saw from James there, right? That was a really, really good attempt to try to score on them. But again, they're just playing so defensive when they have to, and they're not overextending. And it's very hard to get in on a team, especially LSU, when they're playing like this.
Yeah, it comes down to winning 50s and being physical in the offensive zone. We haven't seen that from Washington State. We've seen a bit of it from LSU. I would love to see more bumps, especially more demos on that kind of... really, you should be kind of beelining for Sharp all the time.
Yes, 100%.
You are Washington State. You want him off the pitch because you're losing 50s. You're losing challenges to Sharp. T-Bates is a wonderful player, but he thrives in the offensive side. If you can take Sharp off the pitch for 3 seconds at a time, all of a sudden you kind of have that space that you're looking for on the blue half of the pitch.
Yeah, I mean, you could even argue just stick somebody on Sharp, turn it into a 2v2, and go for that, right? Because, like, as aggressive as a playstyle as that is, when Sharp is setting his team up consistently, like you said, winning the 50-50s, he's rotating really well, he's always seems to be in position. Sometimes you've just got to stick somebody on top of him and make sure he doesn't get any breathing space.
Yeah, I wonder when that'll become like a meta thing. Like, you intentionally rule one, like the best player off the enemy team.
I think that's when Rule 1 gets reevaluated and people go, maybe we shouldn't do this because it's not really working out for anybody except for the people abusing rule ones.
Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know if it was just me, but did the server crash there?
The server did indeed crash, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll hop to a quick break real quick as we get this sorted back up. We'll be back with you momentarily.
Oh, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and we're going to be jumping into this game immediately here. No time to talk. We're coming into possibly the match point for LSU hunting.
Yep, 3-0 in this best of 7 for the team in blue, and if they continue to play the way they have been, it could be the final game here. Good save from Don early on, but possession again already starting for LSU. Can they find this first goal early? Sharp not going to be able to make that play. This gives B900 Cool a lot of space. 2-on-1 against T-Bates, but T-Bates, he goes for that aggressive challenge. He wins it.
That aggressive challenge may pay out as he does now start to be able to run it down a little bit. A bit of a breakaway. B900 Cool with a really nice touch, but none of his team quite ready for that offensive rotation there. Don Q Mojito to Reverb. Reverb getting it over one. Tries to get it to Sharp, but once again, B900 Cool clears it. This is an opportunity, and T-Bates pops it up.
Yeah, great save from T-Bates there, and it was an even better pass from James, but unfortunately just a bit too slow to react was WSU. T-Bates got in position to make the save, and you can tell he's a player with a lot of experience. Doesn't matter what his boost level is, he's going up to try to make that play, and he wins it.
Yeah, and I think this game, or the initial bit of this game, has just shown how similar Sharp and B900 Cool are playstyle-wise. They're both committing for the same positionals. They're both committing for the same 50-50s, and Reverb's just going to be able to pop it in.
Yeah, you talk about committing for the same 50s. B900 Cool is reading Sharp's pinch here, I believe, and they both kind of missed the touch on the ball, which works into Sharp's favor, and he just flips it off the wall. I mean, that is a great pass and a great awareness from Reverb to be in position for that pass from Sharp. And I think that's also been kind of one of the differences between the teams, that LSU so quick to react to good offensive opportunities as T-Bates tries again there. And Washington State a little bit slower to react to those plays.
Yeah, and I think that might just come down to an experience thing. I'm unsure exactly how long Washington State's been playing together, but I know that LSU have been playing together for a very long time.
Oh yeah, I'm not entirely sure on that either. I know that Reverb is a new player, at least to me, he's a new player for this LSU team. But Don, James, and B900 Cool definitely have been playing for quite a while. It's just, it comes down to the speed factor, and LSU, they're so quick that it feels smothering when you're the enemy team. Yeah,
it is. I guess the correct word would almost be oppressive, right? Because they're just constantly putting you into positions where you have to try and make a decision, but they've practically already made it for you. But Washington State getting it in.
And there's the demo to open up the space. It's a good play around Sharp from James, and he sees T-Bates not in a good position. I don't even know if T-Bates would have been able to make the save. He wasn't in the best position for that either way, but it doesn't matter. He's not on the pitch now. He has no chance of making it, and they score 1-1.
Yeah, now tying it up. We're coming into the halfway mark of this game. And oh my god, is Washington State going to find a second? They are. Washington State taking a lead for the first time.
Yep. Talk about speed to the ball. This time, James absolutely beating Reverb there. Reverb was kind of caught in no man's land. I think if he would have had a little bit better success if he goes and turns back towards his goal, tries to make a desperation save. But either way, good speed from WSU. They're on the board. It's 2-1 at halftime now.
Yeah, that does put them in a good position here. Half-time, they've got the lead. All they need to do now is keep it as their game. Keep playing the ball, keep playing those long clears. Don't overcommit to anything, Washington State. That should be what you should be telling yourself, because Sharp, air dribbling in, looking for the flip reset. Doesn't quite find it.
If it was only so easy as B900 Cool, just can't get by Sharp on that one. James again, and this is great play right now from Washington State. They're really ramping up the energy, ramping up the speed in the blue zone, and they've gotten the opportunities to show for it.
Yeah, and I think this is the aggression and just the reply that we need to see Washington State bringing to LSU's play style, and it's clearly paying out for them.
We need to make sure, though, that they don't get over-aggressive or too hyper in that offensive zone. They still have this 1-goal lead that they need to protect for the next minute and a half. So that's going to be Reverb. He will play it up high. Sharp wants to challenge. 900 Cool off the back wall to make the play. Good 50 by James. That's a great touch. Can Don get there before Sharp can? Not quite. Just a bit too far on the pass.
Yeah, and once again, just highlighting Sharp's positional and challenging and just winning over. Oh, B900 Cool, though, is putting in a good effort to try and definitely get himself noticed. Don Q Mojito, interesting touch there, bumps Sharp away. Reverb, there was an open net there. That could have been absolutely disastrous for Washington State. Don Q Mojito with a really important touch as he manages to clear the ball away.
55 seconds left. Flick up. I think B900 Cool either pre-jumped at or got bumped. Either way, it's back in the orange zone. James will make the save. Here comes Sharp. That's not off the back wall. B900 in perfect position to catch that one and clear it away. Still, T-Bates to keep the play going. Don Q can't quite get it out of the zone either. Here's the play. This is a double commit from LSU. They've got to be careful. As B900 Cool, he's in position to make that touch, and with only 30 seconds left, LSU's got to find something.
Yeah, 20 seconds left. We might see Washington State bring a game back and not let themselves get completely shut out of the series, which, I mean, Hunted, I say it once, I'll say it again. We always want to see more Rocket League.
Yeah, that we absolutely do. We've got 10 seconds left in this one. Sharp, he's over top of one, only has Don Q to beat. That's underneath. T-Bates is there. He scores. We are tied at 2 with 4 seconds left to go, and who else but Sharp to set it up?
What a smart play coming out from Sharp there. There was an attempted read. They thought he was going to go high. He kept it low.
It's the smarts of Sharp. I said he loves to isolate himself one-on-one, and that is exactly why he had 2 one-on-ones back-to-back that he wins beautifully, and LSU tie things up. We may see overtime. If this ball will touch the pitch, it will. We're in overtime here, game 4.
Yeah, that's absolutely phenomenal. You can always say that Sharp is got some sharp wits, but coming out here, teammates, that was awful. Teammates here trying to challenge James. Donkey Mojito Reverb with the clear. Now to Sharp. Good touch coming out there, but B900 Cool is going to be the goal. It was going to go wide anyway, but still important positioning coming out from Washington State.
Yeah, Reverb still wants to keep things going. He's by James. It'll fall down. Again, another good clear from James. The challenge. Here comes Sharp in support. He's got T-Bates. It's a 2-on-1. Tries to go for the flick. I thought the pass was there, but Don Q wins the challenge. Now James and B900 in transition over the top. Still Don out in front. He's not going to be able to get that on goal, and LSU can breathe for a moment.
Yeah, Sharp there again, winning these challenges, completely stopping James in his track as he causes the ball to get pinched upwards. T-Bates off of the corner here. Is there going to be a follow-up? Sharp just not there in time. Ball goes wide. Reverb looks to challenge James. It's going to get pinched upwards. This is an opportunity for Washington State. Sharp will get clear. Good touch coming out from Reverb. B900 Cool, though, sitting back in that corner, ready to immediately send it flying. Gets it over one, but T-Bates in position. Again, this is such an intense situation. Sharp with the save.
Yeah, just on the goal line. Great positioning from Sharp to make that play. Don Q, that's a missed touch, but James is up for it. No challenge from LSU. Still T-Bates wants to play it out of the corner. Sharp looked to try to go on that one. He's kind of caught out in mid, but no follow-up from WSU. Is going to punish the LSU strikers. That's a good save from B900 Cool again. Still T-Bates to keep things moving in the orange zone. Back and forth. That is a wonderful touch from Reverb. This is going to force James to try to make a play out of the corner. This could be dangerous if Reverb can get it out in front, but he cannot. WSU holding on.
Yeah, and I think that's just, again, we haven't really spoken about much about Reverb, right? But this man has been playing incredibly smart as well. That just goes for the LSU squad overall. They've been forcing Washington State into these negative, disadvantaged positions and then trying to capitalize on it. But at the moment, like even this, right? The challenge comes out, comes into a corner play. James is forced into trying to rebound it, but T-Bates is just playing patiently, has the boost, gets it to Sharp, open goal, goes wide. But now, once again, LSU are in the, advantage state.
Yeah, Reverb, he's got to be careful here, though, as James and Don Q, they actually double commit on this ball. T-Bates in a bit of a tough situation to try to turn it, but he's got a one-on-one with B900. He does get the 50 into the corner. This could be an opportunity. Two players out in front. Reverb's there. Sharp's going to back off. He doesn't want to overcommit to this ball. He will cut that pass off, however. Now Reverb down in front. T-Bates looking for a challenge, but again, the Washington State defense, they will hold as we approach 3 minutes in overtime.
Yeah, now 3 minutes. We've almost played. We are over halfway into another round if this was not to have gone into overtime. And I think that just goes to show how dead even these players are, right? Even though the scoreline overall is 3-0 LSU, Washington State have been playing phenomenally.
Yeah, specifically in this overtime, they have played so well on defense, but they need to do it again as James will come off the back wall. Here comes T-Bates again. And once more, James gets a solid touch. It's going to send Sharp into the corner. Gets by two players, but again, Don Q in good position. That's a great pass. They need to watch the commit. It doesn't matter. Sharp scores. The pinch between Sharp and Reverb find the back of the net. A risky play from LSU sends them to the finals.
That's going to be LSU taking the series 4-0. I want to say congratulations, but overall, I just want to say I'm so impressed with Washington State playing into that matchup.
It was a tough one. We knew it was going to be difficult for Washington State, regardless. No matter how they played, LSU was going to come out firing, but it felt like Washington was getting more and more confident, more and more comfortable as the series went on, and unfortunately, they fall in overtime game 4, but, you know, well played to Washington State. Obviously, they showed that they deserved to be in this semifinal, and you know, well played to them. I hope that this is a good kind of estimating tool for what we're going to see this season. And you know, it's so much fun to watch these players play.
Oh, it absolutely is. And every time we see them play, we see them improving. And I think that's one of the most fun things about it overall, right? Is you never know what's going to come in because these teams have been able to scrim. They've been able to, especially in the LAN environment, they might have played some extra games before and after yesterday. They did some Friday. They might have kind of had a conversation, learned a few things. And I think that's the nature, right? You're only as good as the scene that you're in. And when you're in that environment where it feels so much more competitive, there is rapid improvement coming out from all of these teams.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think that the college scene in general is getting better. I mean, I remember CRL like season 1 and kind of the start of the collegiate Rocket League scene, and you were having, you know, mid to low kind of GCs against almost like plat players and diamond players, and now you've got some of these mid-level to high-level GCs, and every team has them. It's so much fun. It's like you're watching high-level ranked matches and stuff like that every single time, and I love that. I think all the players continuing to improve is fantastic, and I can't wait to see how these teams stack up this season.
Yeah, and I'm excited for it. And ladies and gentlemen, we have FSU playing against the University of Illinois coming up very, very soon. We're going to be hopping to a quick break as we get all of that set up, but I hope you stay tuned in. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're all ready to see some action. We've got a fantastic game coming up for you right now. We have FSU playing against the University of Illinois. I once again am Kevin and Navitcasts, and I'm joined by Jeff Hunted. How you doing, Hunted?
I am doing absolutely wonderful. We just watched LSU qualify for the grand finals in 4 games, and now we get to find out which of these two teams is going to challenge them.
Yeah, and we have, once again, a battle of the ghosts, as we have Ghost on FSU and Ghost on the University of Illinois. If you want to question me on the spelling of those, you'll never know. Coming out here, oh my goodness, okay, this kickoff's a bit interesting. They just kind of dead even set in the center, took an extra bump coming out. Ghost with a good touch. Icarus making sure that it doesn't go into that open goal. Jelly looking for it, goes over. That's going to be goal of the University of Illinois.
Yep, and this whole play starts because Ghost of Illinois beats Ghost of FSU out of the corner, makes that challenge, and the ball just comes out in front eventually on the other side, out towards Jelly. And yeah, back of the net, Illinois off to a quick start, and FSU have to make sure that they can equalize soon, or this Illinois team could certainly run away with game 1.
Yeah, and I think this is the interesting thing, right? If we're looking over the yesterday, I do believe that FSU are in the favorable position overall on statistics, but that means nothing when we're now in a situation with Illinois being 2 goals up.
Yeah, Illinois is a team with history. I mean, you take a look at Ty Scraper. He's got that CRL Season 2 tag. They've been there at the top level. FSU, not so much. And while FSU might have had the better day overall yesterday, today is not yesterday. Right now, Jelly is going to put the 3rd goal in. Illinois is off to a quick start. 3 goals, 34 seconds in, and this is what I'm saying. FSU have to be careful because Illinois can just pile on the goals.
Yeah, and right now that's exactly what's happening. Now 3 goals up. We're not even a minute in, Hunted.
No, we certainly are not, and we'll see if Florida State can kind of stop the bleeding here as Icarus is going to go up for it, doesn't get the touch. Either just Jelly or Ghost. Bruno will eventually rotate around and play this one towards his teammate. Now back wall out in front. Icarus is there, but Ghost on the goal line makes the save.
Yeah.
Just about a minute gone now. Still a 3-0 lead for Illinois.
Yeah, Bruno here doing a bit of a freestyle, playing it slow, almost actually faked out Jelly and Ghost, but Icarus is going to be on the defensive side of FSU. Ty Scraper, nice clear, lands in Jelly's hand. Jelly's not going to be able to get around it in time as Bruno gets a touch. Bruno to Ghost. Ghost lobbing it up, playing it patiently now. Ty Scraper challenges, clears it away.
And this is going to come out of the corner. Icarus can't get it by the opposing Ghost, but it will be Bruno now to play it out. Good challenge by Jelly, and then he'll force the ball back into the FSU zone. Minute and a half has been played here in game number 1, and of course, if you are just joining us, this is a best of 7, so strap in. Should be quite a long series, especially with how close these two teams are, as Ghost is going to pop this one up. But Blue Ghost will play it away.
Oh yeah, Blue Ghost, Orange Ghost, there we go. But coming in, Ty Scraper with a good touch, drops it down. Ghost is going to clear it away, landing in Ghost's hands. Now Ty Scraper has it once more. Ghost playing defensively, they're going for the aggressive play onto Ghost.
It's just so... I think I'm going to call them Blue Ghost and Orange Ghost. It just seems easier that way.
Makes sense. Or Florida Ghost, Illinois Ghost. But coming out, Florida Ghost here, looking to rotate into a defense position, grab some boost. Illinois Ghost, that's stealing it away. This is awful. Now Ghost getting a good shot here, trying to clean it out. A bit of a long ball, gets slow. Bruno's going to be right on top of it though, and he's going to get the first goal for SFU.
Yeah, this is just a good play, and it's played down by Ghost initially, and it didn't look too dangerous, but the back defender of Illinois there, Ghost, was unable to play it out of the goal, and Bruno, he's just going to follow that up every single time, go hard towards that net, look for those rebound plays, and it works out perfectly for FSU. At least they get one on the board, and they still have plenty of time to find 2 more. Yeah,
Illinois here managing to try and get some ball control. Bruno tries to fake it out, but it landed Ty Scraper's hand, followed up by Jelly. Jelly goes with a fake out, and that was exactly what they wanted to do.
You know, I don't think Jelly means to fake this, to be quite honest. I think he just whiffs. He certainly does.
You know, if he whiffed, if that wasn't like a really close fake out, if he just whiffed, That whiff was legendary.
I mean, it was certainly perfect for Tie Scraper, who followed it up beautifully. But, you know, doesn't matter. It counts on the scoreboard just the same. So 4-1 now in favor of Illinois. And, you know, just when it seemed like FSU was gaining that momentum back, Illinois is going to shut that down. And 2 minutes on the clock, 3-goal lead. They've been playing defense well so far. But Florida State, they can certainly score quickly, as we see Bruno try to be super aggressive, try to win all these challenges. He's out of the corner there, doesn't really have any boost. Icarus on goal, and that's a good shot. And again, this is the aggression I was talking about from FSU. They're in the corner hunting for this ball. Eventually it pops out and Icarus makes them pay.
Yeah, FSU there, like you said, finding the angle, managed to get it dead center clean in there. It doesn't get much cleaner than that. Coming into the kickoff here, minute 42 left on the clock, but it's definitely possible for FSU to catch up here. Bruno getting a touch, goes to challenge Jelly. He wins the 50-50. Bruno now having a massive run away. This could be the breakaway that we needed to see. A good bounce is going to find goal number 3 for SFU.
And again, this is the committing all 3 players when you know you're going to have that open net. Icarus was just in a great spot. All Ghost had to do was bounce it off the back wall. And every player of Illinois being beat on that play. And again, it's Bruno. The aggression from Bruno, opening up space, opening up time on the offensive side for his team, and it's working out now. They just need to find one more.
Yeah, and a minute 21 left on the clock. We've seen how quickly they've been able to rack the goals up to tie up this score. Here's another opportunity. We're going to see Icarus committing for it. Tie Scraper challenging it, winning that 50-50, fortunately, for Illinois.
Final 60 now. 1 goal. Still needs to be scored by Florida State. Ghost is going to clear that one away. Jelly watching Icarus. He actually gets to the ball. Icarus was unable to find that touch. Tie Scraper not going to be able to go around. Bruno wants to challenge Ghost. He's not going to get there. Here's Jelly, who can't quite get the deflection. And now into the zone. That's in the net. Bruno will score. Somehow it squeaks through the defense.
Yeah, I mean, Icarus there. Oh, sorry, I stand correct. Ghost. There's too many ghosts. Icarus was kind of rotating defensively. He looked like he was looking for the rebound, but then Ghost tried to defend it and accidentally put it in. It was going in either way, but it always feels bad when it's like impossible for you to get the angle. But this might be a very rapid retort coming up from Illinois there, getting themselves a goal. 34 seconds left onto the clock. They are going to take the lead. Yeah,
that challenge against Icarus right out in midfield that Ghost wins is so important. That's the only reason why they score this goal. It's a good flick as well to get around that final defender, but wonderful challenge from Ghost to set that one up. He gives Jelly his hat trick, and now they're in the same position they were. They've got to hold on for the next 30 seconds to take this game number 1, but FSU have been battling hard here.
Again, FSU.
Oh, no.
All right. Oh, is this an opportunity open up from once again? Kind of goes wide, but perhaps they're trying to play it slow. Tie Scraper taking it away. I mean, FSU have come back absolutely phenomenally here, right? Even if this goes like down and they do end up losing the first match to Illinois, they played this so well. It looks like it will as we see the double whiff coming out. Icarus getting a touch. Can they keep it up? It is going to go down. The University of Illinois taking game 1.
Final score 5-4, and again, I mean, Jelly with a hat trick in this game, 2 assists for Ghost on the Illinois side. It was a quick start for Illinois that gave them this win. I said it in that opening minute. As soon as they scored that first goal, you have to be careful if you're FSU. You don't want to go down so quickly, and they had a wonderful comeback. You're exactly right. They played hard throughout the game, but there was 3 goals in the first 30 seconds that really set the pace, and FSU just couldn't come back.
Yeah, they made a absolutely tremendous effort trying to bring it back there, but FSU does take the first loss. I don't think that means anything, though, because like you just highlighted, that was like, what, 3 goals in the first 30 seconds?
Yes.
And they still managed to climb back, and they only were a goal down by the end of it there. That was, like I said, a phenomenal attempt.
Yeah, wonderful tenacity, I guess, by FSU. Not giving up when you're down, is one of the most important things in Rocket League, because things happen so quickly on the pitch that even with no time remaining, as Icarus will fire the first goal for FSU, and that's a great start. You get the first goal early on, and now Illinois is backed into that corner where they've got to be careful not to give up a couple more early ones.
Yeah, and this is the exact opposite, right? Where FSU is being able to get this first early goal. Now the momentum is in their favor. It's on Illinois. The onus is on them to try and catch back up.
What a play!
Oh my goodness.
I have never seen that, and it almost worked. Will they score? I'm so sorry to cut you off. That was insane. Jelly scores. That's unbelievable to me. That was a set play I've never seen.
Yeah,
that was insane.
That was well coordinated there. Illinois still having some tricks up their sleeves, managing to win that one out as well. That level of aggression and just committing for that's something that I presume have played and like planned out a few times.
I don't know, but I just saved the replay because I want to go back and watch that. That's unbelievable. It only works. You know, you wonder why the pros don't have things like that. It only works because they were confident in their ability to win that kickoff. I guess they scouted the FSU team ahead of time and they got the matchup they wanted on the kickoff. But yeah, I apologize for cutting you off, but it was an insane play.
that was one of those plays where it was just like, okay, well, you know, keep on kicking, because that was ridiculous. Now the demolition coming out, we see the double demolition, Icarus and Ghost both going down, setting it to a 2v2 for about 3 seconds. Jelly has ball possession, gets it past Ghost. Icarus playing it slow. Ghost, his own teammate there, managing to intercept those, slowing down the momentum of Illinois. Now we are seeing both of the Ghosts contesting each other. We see FSU's Ghost managed to take the lead, setting it up here. Good clear coming out.
Oh, great pass from Jelly to Ghost as well. Nearly got that one on goal. Ghost wants to follow it up, but Bruno, solid touch. And now here comes FSU, the touchdown to Icarus. This is going to go off the back wall. The double touch, he scores. Great shot from Icarus. He's got his second of the game.
Yeah, Icarus now setting that up, now taking a lead. Still 3 minutes 36 seconds left on the clock, and I think we can only say that game 1 was a very high-scoring goal overall, so I think anything's still possible.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a similar goal total to last game this time, or we could end the game 2-1. I think both of these teams play defense well enough to where they could start to button down, but I have a feeling that Illinois going to you know, bring the offense here now as Ghost actually gets over top of Bruno. They've had a couple of opportunities have Illinois in this game. It's just some solid defense from FSU has kind of stifled their offense for the moment, but we've only played 2 minutes. It's a 1-goal lead, and Illinois, they can score at the drop of a hat.
Yeah, they can, and I think that goes for both teams as well. FSU has also just been able to find these phenomenal goals, just like what's happening right now.
That sub feels bad, man, in the biggest way. Yeah, Jelly in chat, not like this. The bump onto teammates, and that's worse than just a ground bump because they both go flying in opposite directions. That is a free goal, the freest goal that Ghost is going to score in this series, and it's a 3-1 lead now for FSU.
Yeah, FSU now in a fairly cushy lead, right? Being 2 up is a good spot to be in. You can afford to make a mistake. Not that you want to. You want to keep that lead for as long as you can, getting that clock down. Skyscraper, oh no! Okay, manages though. No rotations coming out. No offensive plays being made for FSU there. A bit of bumps coming out from Illinois. And I think that's another important thing to highlight, right? Is how important bumps are going to be in this matchup and throwing off their opposition's plays.
Yeah, physicality, certainly the new meta of Rocket League, and teams that can adapt and utilize it typically do well, as now Ghost is going to rotate back. One thing I would like to see from Illinois, a little bit sharper passing plays, as this is a good one for FSU, but Icarus can't quite get the touch. Bruno will follow it up. It's just a bit high. Icarus wants the rebound, but a good clear still. The ball going to bounce down in front of the orange box. Ghost with the clear. He doesn't get the follow-up touch. This is going to be Icarus to turn it on goal. A mistake again from Illinois. Gives a free goal and a hat-trick to Icarus.
Yeah, and that's Icarus at the moment has been putting these goals in. Ghost, of course, getting that the earlier goal as well, being that 4th goal for FSU. But overall, Icarus has been able to put them in time after time, and he's been a super reliable front on the side of FSU.
He's certainly holding down the fort. 3 goals on 4 shots. The only other goal being scored by Ghost for FSU. He also has an assist to his name. Bruno with 2 assists in this game as well. He'll go up and make that save. Minute and a half, still on the board. It'll bounce down in front. Tie scraper. He ends up flicking it towards the net. If he would have went back or at least straight up with the ball, Jelly probably could have beat those defenders. But either way, the ball is cleared away, and now Bruno, Ghost want to tack on a 5th goal if they can. It'll bounce out for Icarus. He'll go high.
Yeah, and of course at this point, goals are completely irrelevant. It doesn't matter since we're not going into differentials anymore. It's just about winning the series. So keeping your lead is still important, however. Icarus here getting a good touch, kind of clearing it back to his base. Ghost is going to whiff on the save, though, but Bruno's going to be in that defensive position, going back to Icarus. Icarus to Ghost. Ghost running it down. He's going to be able to recenter it for his team. Does get the touch. We see Bruno looking to rotate, but okay, playing it slow, deciding just in case they end up whipping. The bump comes out, and this is the physicality I'm talking about.
And Jelly gets the dunk as well. This is a smart play from Ghost. He knows he doesn't have to do too much. Bruno's the only one back, and Jelly's got the read on the enemy Ghost on FSU, and just a great dunk there from Jelly. Gets his 2nd of the game, but you got to give credit to Ghost for clearing out the path there. And there it is again. Are they going to score again? Almost. They're doing this play. It's so fun to watch. They've scored once already. Almost got a goal back again. But FSU, they need an answer. They cannot afford to give that play up.
Yeah, no, Illinois showing some true Rocket League innovation there, right? I mean, like you said, you've casted a lot of games yourself, Hunted, and having never seen something, there's the physicality once again, and we're going to see goal 3 coming out to Illinois.
Yeah, and I mean, typically as a Rocket League caster, kickoffs are pretty uneventful, right? Like, yeah, it's always kind of the same thing. So it catches me by surprise every time they do this. Look, it's set up again. Do FSU send both players? No, they don't, but this time they're not going to send Jelly down the pitch. I guess they didn't have the matchup they wanted. I'm not sure what matchup they're looking for necessarily because, again, I haven't really been paying attention to the kickoffs, but it's so cool to see that innovation. And with 4 seconds left, they've got to get down the pitch now. Can Tie Scraper keep it up? He can.
And I definitely think that innovation, especially when it comes up to kickoffs, right, comes down to a very team-dependent reliance and situation because it's so random to who goes where they spawn. There's multiple different spawns. Trying to innovate consistently in something like that is difficult, but FSU do take that win, tying us up 1-1 in this best of 7, ladies and gentlemen. So we still have plenty of Rocket League, and this is only the semis, right? We saw LSU win earlier. So I'm, you know, now we're even more questioning who is going to end up in the finals.
Yeah, I mean, we're tied up at 1 heading into game number 3, and you mentioned it. It is the best of 7, so we have a lot left to play in the series, and it looks like the server unfortunately went down for maintenance there. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
Hopefully, yeah, if you want to try reconnecting, hopefully that will sort everything out. But I'm curious, Hunted, when it comes to kickoffs and things like that, do you think that's the area that could be innovated the most in Rocket League?
At a certain level, yes, but like at a professional level, no, because all of the players are so good at getting to the ball as fast as possible that they are going to meet regardless.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, the only reason why that kickoff works, I wanted to talk about this before this game starts.
Yeah, absolutely.
For people like questioning why I'm freaking out about this, it's because you never see this. But obviously, Illinois have figured out that one of their players is faster than one of the FSU players at getting to the ball in the kickoffs. So when they have that kind of dual setup, they say, okay, we're going to send you, Jelly, just go straight down the pitch. We'll get to the ball first. And there won't be any, it's an uncontested touch. It'll be a pass right to you. You have to turn that on goal. It's like a fake kickoff, but it's the opposite of the fake kickoff.
Right, it's like a super committed kickoff.
Right, exactly. And it's awesome because you never see that. But obviously they have it scouted out. I don't know who, I haven't been paying attention to the matchups. I am going to now, but it could be this one here. They're in the position. Do they send Jelly on this one? Watch Jelly off the kickoff. No, they're going to just have Jelly play that one normally, but it's so interesting. I'm really, really excited.
Do they save this? Oh my goodness, they do. That looked like it was a free goal for FSU off of the kickoff there. And I'm interested in that kickoff more specifically, right? Because Jelly was in the position. I'm curious who it is, like you said, and we do need to pay attention to that one. But do you think that they are also faking it, even if they get that matchup, to not use it to try and throw Illinois off?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, you don't want to fake kickoff too many times because the enemy team gets, savvy to that. And
yeah, absolutely.
I'm assuming they don't want to use this kind of set play as Jelly will capitalize on a good touch there from mid, and that's a wonderful challenge from Ghost to set that one up. Bruno just can't get there in time.
Yeah, massive clear coming out there. Ghost, like you said, tried to get it, just didn't have the boost to get that in time, and that's going to be Illinois scoring the first goal. Again, we're 1-1 in this, so we're effectively in a best-of-5 scenario now, which are both teams are much more used to playing, and it's interesting to me to how we see them adapt, especially when we're seeing these weird plays, these challenges coming out as well. Neither of these teams are afraid of each other.
No, certainly not. And it's much more even than I think the last game kind of showed. I think FSU kind of ran away with that one as Ghost tries to get the deflection he did, but Ghost makes the save. Jelly's going to follow it up. And we saw game one, Illinois scoring goals early. They won game one. We saw FSU score goals early, and they won game two. Now it's Illinois returning the favor. So, if patterns persist, this should be an Illinois game, especially they've got 2 on the board, and we're only just over a minute old.
And now 0-2, Illinois being up. I mean, like you said, right, the occurring so far is whoever's been scoring early first has won the series, which statistically would make sense, right? If you get a massive lead early, it's much more difficult for the opponent to come back.
Oh, yeah, I mean, absolutely. It's harder to play from behind, too, because you have to score.
Yeah.
If you're out in front, you don't have to score. Of course, it's nice to, but you can kind of play the way that you want to play and defend the way you want to defend instead of looking for those transition plays. But either way, 2-0 for Illinois. Just about 2 minutes gone, and Bruno will play this down off the ceiling. That's a great pass to Icarus. He'll shoot and he'll score. What a play from FSU. They're on the board.
Yeah, that was absolutely lovely. That shows the communication, right? Bruno didn't try and do anything fancy. He probably got told by Icarus that he can make a shot. Just dropped it straight down, letting Icarus find it. And now, like you said, on the board, a 1-goal differential coming into this kickoff. Do we see them go for it once again? We kind of do.
Yeah, that's just that. I mean, that's your typical kind of like cheat up there from Jelly. Every time the kickoffs happen, if there's not the 2 players in the corners, I'm honestly disappointed. I've never felt this way in Rocket League before, but I mean, it's so fascinating that I'm actually caring about kickoffs now. I mean, it's never something you care about as a commentator until you're in like the final minutes and somebody needs a kickoff goal or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to see. Bruno here getting a good touch, gonna get it over Tie Scraper. Ghost trying to rotate. Oh no, that could have been disastrous. Going slightly too wide there. Tie Scraper almost scoring an own goal with a pass from Ghost. Now, once again, Tie Scraper challenging Ghost. Ghost managed to get it to Bruno. Bruno playing it slow. Jelly contesting it. Wins the 50-50 sort of. Icarus looking for a tap, and he's going to find it.
That is a beautiful shot. A couple of nice shots coming out from the Illinois players there, and for good reason. That is a wonderful touch from Icarus. He goes bar down. Had to make sure he didn't hit that one too hard and clang it right off the crossbar. He'll collect his second of the game. And Icarus, I mean, he's been the goal scorer for FSU. I wonder if that's something they plan coming in, or he's just on fire today.
Yeah, I mean, he played very well yesterday as well. So, maybe it's one of the things. Bruno, however, seems to always be the glue that keeps the team together, right? Bruno seems to be the sharp of FSU. And I think it's important, right? Having that player that's going to be doing good rotation, setting up positionally, setting up your team. Good double tap there, looking for the rebound. Demolition onto Jelly from Ghost. Now, Illinois trying to run it down, find a clear. Good clear coming out from Jelly. Bruno is going to be there to save it. Gets it to Ghost. Ghost going to be able to get it around Ghost. Now, Ghost running it down. Gets it past Jelly as well. Good bounce. Sets it up in the center, and nobody's there in time.
No, it's a good play from Ghost, but no trust there from FSU to get it all the way home. But it's good. It's good to see Ghost working those sidewalls super well. As now Bruno's going to try to go around the opposing Ghost, as it will bounce down. Tie Scraper there to try to make a play. Here's Icarus to clear it away. Final 60 seconds, still 2-2. And yeah, I definitely think Bruno is going to have an important role in this game and in the rest of the series. You mentioned he kind of plays like Sharp, and I would agree, as he will get the ball out in front. Ghost is there for the follow-up, and look who it is. It's Bruno to set it up.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, right? Bruno gets the setup, Ghost gets the touch. You see him be challenged by all three of the players there. Ghost trying to shoot him down, dunk Ghost's car, but doesn't quite find it. Now coming into the kickoff again, looking for the fake. Okay, the pinch comes out. It's going to recenter it. Jelly's in a good spot for that. Ghost going to be on top of it now, fighting Jelly. Doesn't win the 50-50. Centered up here. Now all Bruno needs to do is get it past Ghost. He looks for the dribble, but Ghost does not get faked away. Icarus with a good tap. We're going to see a shot onto goal by Ghost, and they're going to find it. 4 goals for FSU.
Yeah, Bruno had 3 assists in this game. He doesn't get one here, but he kind of deserves one. I think he wanted a bit better of a flick, but still, it worked out. You put the pressure on that Illinois defender, and all Icarus has to do is hit a pretty good touch. I mean, Icarus's pass was quite good, but it was set up there again by Bruno. And, you know, I do really like the comparison of Bruno to Sharp. It's just Bruno plays like this hyper-aggressive style as well. He's always in your face. I feel like Sharp is more of a calculated player, more kind of, you know, waiting for those smart 50s and doesn't want to be caught out of position. I think Bruno's a bit more, I'm going to force this play to work whether you like it or not.
Yeah, but I think if you were to say like the general archetype, they're very similar, right? They're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah, most definitely. As we see Bruno, 3 assists in this game. That's what's going to do it. FSU going to take the lead back here in the series. Well, I guess technically their first lead of the series. They won the last 2 games. So they go to 2-1 here as we move into game 4 and kind of break that that cycle we were starting to see of early goals win games. But, you know, Illinois, they didn't have any offense really outside of those early goals. And I think a lot of that has to do with just the unrelenting pressure FSU had on the orange side.
Yeah, and I think that's, like you said, right? Illinois only got those 2 early goals that we saw, and then FSU just completely took control of that game.
It's their play style, man. Once Bruno gets going and he can get in your face, it's smothering as a defense. You hate that. It's when somebody ball chases that hard, it feels like they're in 3 different places at once. As Bruno might get a goal here early on, Icarus is there to score.
Yeah,
lucky little play, but still, it's a kickoff goal for FSU.
Yeah, when you're winning like 50-50s and slices like that, I mean, it's a good place to be in for FSU. Them getting that early goal, they're already playing super aggressively. And again, that's Bruno just playing how Bruno does, right? He went straight for the goal. He wasn't considerate of any other player. He was just committed.
And I even think Illinois went for that kickoff play, but I'm 90% sure Ghost either stopped or just messed up his flip to get to the ball, and unfortunately Tie Scraper was pushed forward. So that is kind of the risk of that play. It's an all-out commitment, as that's a triple commit for Illinois. Bruno will play it out in front, Ghost the score. And Bruno is just an apple machine in this game. He is literally an apple tree for FSU. This is insane.
Yeah, he's the name that keeps coming up. Ghost getting that assist from Bruno into the open goal after we saw Illinois with the triple commit. They can't be leaving their goal this open when FSU is rotating and transitioning so well.
They're feeling it right now, the Florida State team. And they got 2 goals early on here in game 4. We haven't even played a minute. This one might fall in. No, it's just a bit wide. Jelly going to touch this off the mid wall. Gets by 2 defenders. Icarus last back. Will play it on towards Ghost. The pass back to Icarus. Ghost will play it away. Bruno just getting the touch there on Jelly, stopping that breakaway attempt.
Yeah, once again, a rebound here. Jelly's with an attempt. Icarus with a challenge. Icarus wins that challenge. Now, trying to keep Illinois off the ball. FSU with another setup from Bruno. Ghost goes too low. Good clear coming out from Ghost. Now, once again, going to hit the rebound. Icarus is in position. Tie Scraper gets a really nice center there. Ghost just not in the right place, not ready for that angle. Bit more of a back and forth. Here we go. Starts to set up. Bruno with a touch. Bruno looking to recenter it for his team. You see Ghost playing a defensive rotation, waiting for Jelly to play into this corner. Ghost is in position. He's going to hit it a bit too high, but Tie Scraper. Once again, good pass to Jelly. Lovely transition.
That was a laser beam from Jelly, but the blue defense a little too up to the task there to make that save. And so now Icarus will play it on towards Bruno. Solid touch. It's going to force Ghost to play off the back wall as Ghost and Bruno will combine, but don't get the desired result. Icarus wants to turn. Still a 2-0 lead. 3 minutes left to go. Bruno doesn't get the touch. Jelly scores. That's an innocent little bouncer towards the net. Bruno had to be considerate of the other Illinois player, but no touch. That's a free one.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ghost there just not reacting in time, probably relying on Bruno to get the touch. And I think that's the other thing. When you have a player like Bruno who's so consistent and so reliable, when he doesn't pay out, it's a bit like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't think Ghost was ready for the missed touch, or for the no touch, I guess, from Bruno. He kind of jumped a little awkwardly as well. I think he was expecting a follow from one of the Illinois players, but you know, either way, if you're the orange team, you'll take that every single day. You've got to get back on the board, and you're now only a goal down at halftime, as this could be an opportunity for Tie Scraper. He's not going to be able to beat Icarus there, but you know, when you're struggling on offense, getting free goals is perfect, as Jelly will get his second of the game, just taking it off the defender's hood.
Yeah, and once again, now we're tied up in the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes 24 left on the clock. FSU are up a match overall, but it's best of 7, so this is a match point. So even if FSU win this, Illinois still have a chance of bringing back the series. Now, once again, all right, that ends up favorable. Good challenge coming out from Icarus against Jelly. Bruno looking to get into his favorite corner to set up once more. Ghost playing it slow, playing it ready, gets the rebound off here. Bruno looking for the touch, gets bumped by Jelly, which might have been exactly what Illinois needed to do. They drop it right in front of Icarus, and Icarus hits it too high. Back to Ghost. Ghost gets the touch. It's gonna go in.
Yeah, Tie Scraper, it feels so bad. I was watching him on this play as he's rotating back. Ghost doesn't get the best touch. It's just enough. But Tie Scraper, it has to watch that one go in. He had no boost. The boost starve was perfect from FSU to start that play, and unfortunately for the orange defender, he's got to watch it slowly roll into the back of his own goal.
Here's another attempt. Tie Scraper going to be able to get the clear. Gets the touch by Ghost. Goes back to Tie Scraper. Good clear. Jelly's on the opposite side of the field. Gets ready to set it up. Gets the retouch. Tie Scraper's ready. Good touch on the top of his hood. Trying to redirect, but it gets a massive clear coming out for FSU.
Yep, Icarus. Oh, what a save from Tie Scraper off the back wall. Thought Icarus had that one for sure. As it will be Bruno one-on-one with Jelly. Over top he scores. Bruno gets his first of the game. No longer passing, scoring now is Bruno.
Yeah, Bruno playing that well. Like you said, the 1v1 situation got the read on Jelly. And that's going to put them up 2 more goals. 1 minute 30 left on the clock. FSU are playing like machines.
They have certainly livened up since that first game. It really looked like Illinois might be able to make a dent in this team after game 1. I mean, they took that victory off the back of a couple of early goals, as now Tie Scraper wants to try to get closer, but they've really kind of buttoned down, have FSU. They haven't been giving away free plays. They haven't really been giving away possessions. And it's been difficult for Illinois to find space on the pitch.
Yeah, no, it has been. Like, again, FSU have just been so dominant in their positioning, specifically Bruno, right? Like, all 3 of the players have been doing well, but Bruno just seems to be on top of everything. All right,
that's a miss clear. Ghost is going to score, yes. Yeah, Ghost, FSU Ghost, unfortunately not the clear he wants. Jelly reads that perfectly, and that's a tough play for Icarus and Bruno to try to make. Bruno tries to go for the squishy save. He was nearly there, almost got that one. It would have been beautiful, but 1 goal separates the teams now. 40 seconds left. FSU, can they hold on?
This comes down. These 40 seconds are actually quite important, because if Illinois drop this game and then we see FSU in a match point situation, then all Illinois need to do is drop 1 more game, and they'd have to win another, what, 3? Back to back.
Yeah, it's never an easy task. I definitely think Illinois want to try to at least equalize here, send us into overtime. With 15 seconds left to go, Ghost has to play this out of his own corner, but it will be Bruno to beat him there. Tie Scraper. Actually, Icarus side flipping. This could give them a little bit of space, but it's Ghost to get back to the ball for FSU. He'll play it out in front. Oh, it didn't quite hit the ground with time left, but there it is. A great challenge in the corner. That will end game number 3, I believe, right?
That was game number 4. Yeah, that's going to be 3 points for SFU, 1 point for the University of Illinois. Coming out, ladies and gentlemen. This, again, these score lines do not show what's happening in these games because, again, they're always like 1 goal difference.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at the shots, and Illinois definitely leading the way in those shots with 11 there, and only to the 8 of FSU, but FSU had quality opportunities. The number of times they were able to create space and find those openings, the passes out of the corners were beautiful from specifically Bruno, but Icarus always in a great spot. As unfortunately, it looks like I think Icarus disconnected and the players joined up a little too fast. They're doing the classic Rocket League dance to try to save the server.
Yeah, I believe in them as we await the last player to rejoin. As we see another disconnect. All right, Bruno's back. Are we going to see what's happening here? You know, this is the greatest thing, ladies and gentlemen, of when people get disconnected. Icarus is going to be in the game. For people that don't know, if you join a Rocket League game earlier, it doesn't matter if nobody hits the engine. As soon as somebody joins, a countdown will begin. Unless teams switch between teams, then it delays that countdown. Those teams being very sportsmanlike, saving the server, saving us people some work. And we're going to kick it off with match point for FSU. Bruno whiffing.
That was a great play from Tie Scraper.
Absolutely.
Out in front of his own goal. I mean, Ghost and Jelly got demoed to start that play. Bruno on the challenge, and Tie Scraper ends up faking him with the flick. It was really dangerous, but it worked out and saves Illinois from being down early on in a game that they can't lose, as now Ghost off the post had the flip reset, nearly a highlight reel.
Coming out once again. Good tap. Okay, centering it. Looking for something. FSU is playing again. Just it's so systematic. Is the only word that I can think of it, right? Because Bruno will just set it up, and then it either goes for Icarus or put it in. And it's been that time and time again. The demolition's coming out. Here's that more aggressive play, kind of, you know, just getting some bumps, getting a bit of physical action going in. Sometimes important.
Oh, absolutely, and it may as well be systematic from FSU as Jelly gets saved away there by Ghost. But I guarantee you, to the players of Illinois, it is absolute chaos. It feels so difficult to play the way you want to play on defense when Bruno is just he's unrelenting with looking for touches, looking for bumps. As this is a great play from Tie Scraper to clear it away. Icarus wants to follow up. Bruno can't quite get there, but he does keep the ball in. He's going to play it out of the corner, looks for the pass out in front, but there is no follow-up there. Icarus just trying to set something up. Nobody wants to overcommit from FSU, and I think that's pretty smart.
Yeah, no, because they don't want to give Illinois this early goal and then have them playing on the back foot. The aggression comes on once again. We see a demo. Okay, Jelly respawning, managing to get the touch. Again, Tie Scraper now just needs to get it past Ghost. Good read coming out from him. The whiffs there might have actually worked in FSU's favor.
That sends Ghost away on the offense. He plays it down towards Icarus. Good clear away by Ghost of Illinois. Still, Bruno will hit the pinch, but Ghost back into the zone. What a pass to Jelly, but he can't quite get there before Icarus. Wonderful play, but just can't quite finish it off. Illinois still looking for that first goal.
Yeah, halfway coming into the timer here, and we're still 0-0. This is the lowest scoring game so far. Ghost here getting the demo onto Tie Scraper. Bruno sees an opportunity, takes a shot onto goal. Can Jelly save it? He can.
Good hustle there from Jelly to get back on that play. Bruno had an opportunity, couldn't quite make it work. He's going to cut that pass off, though. He's up for the double touch, not able to find it. Ghost was there to challenge regardless, as now 2 minutes left on the clock. Still scoreless. Ghost and Ghost will meet in mid. It will be Illinois' ball on the other side, as now Tie Scraper, that'll bounce out in front, and Ghost not able to make the play. This is close. This first goal could be the only one that matters.
Yeah, no, coming down here, coming down to that last minute, like you said, this really could just be the goal that matters. And I think, really, that just goes to show how much both of these teams have tightened up their defense. Icarus with a lovely touch there, just trying to let it go under that crossbar. Jelly, massive clear. Is Ghost going to be able to save it? He is. And again, this is important because this just comes down to the last person that makes a mistake.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to be that person, especially if you are on the side of Illinois, as Bruno gets saved away by Ghost. Rebound, another save on the goal line. What a play to keep FSU off the board. Illinois wants to stay in this tournament.
Of course they do, right? They've made it here to semis. They want to get to finals. They want to taste that, like, you know, taste the thrill of it. And I think that's important, right? Having that competitive hunger. Now Skyscraper dropping it to Jelly. Gets deflected away by, I believe, Bruno. Going over the Ghost. Cleared away by Icarus. Now the ball is center. We need to see Illinois getting that defensive rotation. They are successfully able to do it. Bruno's going to challenge Skyscraper and succeeds. Center field. Ghost was playing, kind of questioning his teammate, I think, playing a bit undoubtedly, but did work out for them at the end. Icarus with a good touch. We're going to see Ghost whiff. Icarus is going to challenge Skyscraper. It's going to go successfully, ending up in that back corner of Illinois. Now Ghost gets the corner play. Nobody in center field to play aggressively.
Final 15 seconds left on the clock. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard, as it is almost certain that this first goal is going to be the game winner, and Skyscraper will score it. What a pass out in front from Ghost. A 1-0 lead for Illinois. 8 seconds left on the clock. FSU need a kickoff goal now.
Yeah, this is coming down to the wire hunted, right? 1 goal left. I mean, what do you do in this situation other than get a kickoff goal?
You hope and you pray that you can keep the ball up for long enough until you generate something out in front, as that is going to go right to Icarus. He'll hit that into the pitch. And there we go. We're heading to a game number 6. Well done by Illinois for, I mean, a couple of massive saves with a minute left to go, kept the game scoreless, and Skyscraper coming through in the clutch right at the very end. And we continue the series. Illinois stays alive.
Yeah, Illinois does. And I think that's it overall, right? How, from Illinois, they need to win 2 more series here to take the series, or to take the whole best of 7. And they can't drop a game to Florida State.
Nope, backs against the wall. They played that last game with their backs against the wall, and they ended up victorious. They cannot slow down. They can't do anything, too different than what they did in that last game. Have to come out hard, have to come out hungry, and you certainly would love to get a goal early on, but if the name of the game right now, I think, for Illinois is keep FSU off the board as much as possible and capitalize on the chances we get.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they're going to have to try and do. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into this game once again. Match point coming out for FSU. So can they finally put a close into this, or are we going to see Illinois try and get this reverse sweep?
Well, 20 seconds in, FSU already 2 shots on the board. Save for Jelly as well, as this is going to be out in front. Ghost not able to quite catch up to that pass, as now it will be Ghost's turn on this one. And Skyscraper is in a bit of a tough spot. He goes over top of Ghost. Icarus with the challenge. This is dangerous out in front. Bruno not going to commit to it. Let's Ghost instead play it. He's going to look for the pass out in front. Still Icarus is there. A great save by Skyscraper, challenging that one early. But FSU have had the momentum. I think they're a little bit frustrated they weren't able to find a goal in that last game.
Yeah, and I don't blame them overall with the mechanical prowess that they've been showing and just the dominating effect that they had in the 2 series before that. It's one of those things where it's just like you kind of lose some momentum and start mentally questioning yourself. And when you get yourself into your own head like that, Bruno though challenging it, completely negating everything I just said.
This is kind of shades of what we saw T-Bates do in that last series. He goes for the challenge, knows that he just needs to get it beyond the defender. You want to win that 50. You don't care where it is on goal, as long as it's towards that net, and he does it perfectly. And that'll give the 1-0 lead to FSU. Can Jelly respond? He almost got up to it.
Yeah, FSU, though, with an answer. Icarus clearing it into that corner again. That corner Bruno so much loves to play. Ghost here playing it slow. Looks to challenge Skyscraper. Successfully does it. Looks to challenge Ghost. Doesn't quite get it. The demolition comes on to Icarus there by Jelly. Gonna get the pinch straight up. Just send it flying. Kind of slow the whole pace of the game down. Let people respawn. Icarus on top of it. Challenges Skyscraper. Ball ends up in the side of FSU's court. Icarus here looking to clear it. Bruno gets the touch.
2 minutes gone. 1-0 lead for FSU. Might be 2 here if Icarus can get there. Bruno will instead. He'll collect his second goal of the game. And if that death timer wasn't already counting for Illinois, it certainly has started now. Only 3 minutes left and they need to score 2.
Yeah, now coming up. I mean, this is exactly where you want to be if you're FSU, right? You want to have that 2 goals up. You've got the series in the bag if you get that 3-goal lead and you just play it as FSU have been able to do, because even last game, it was just 1 goal. That whole game, that 5 minutes, we saw 1 goal.
Yeah, FSU's defense has been fairly sturdy throughout the series, and now it's going to be up to Illinois to try to break through multiple times. It's a challenge, but if there's any team that's up to it, I think it's this Illinois team. They just need to get some good offensive possessions here as we pass halftime. 2:20 left to go, and still 2 goals necessary for the Orange squad.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking a bit dicey there for Illinois once again, but Florida State have just, I mean, this time around, right, they lost that set, and now they're not taking any risks.
No. You can see them falling into this defensive posture as Icarus will go and make that save. And for a good reason, too. They've got 2 goals. You don't need an insurance goal anymore. All you need to do is play your game as Icarus. That is a great touch to beat Jelly on that play. And, I mean, of course, you would love to score a 3rd goal, but it's not necessary. All that needs to be done now is to make sure you keep everything out of the front of your own net.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a minute 35 left on the clock, right? For Illinois players, every second that we see Florida State manage to waste away is astronomically important to them.
Final 80 seconds. Can Icarus score this one? He can. What a pass from Bruno. You could tell Illinois was really looking and hunting for that mid boost, trying to make sure that they could starve FSU. But they get caught a little bit too far forward, and that's a 3rd goal, and that should be the series now for FSU.
Florida State once again here. That 50-50 goes in favor of them. Icarus manages to get the touch, gets challenged by Skyscraper. Smart challenge coming out from Skyscraper. Good touch by Ghost, looking for the rebound. Bruno completely misdirecting it into causing a bit of a miscalculation coming out there. Re-centered, gets redirected. Good touch coming out from Ghost. Bruno clearing it. Goes towards Ghost. Is Ghost going to re-center it for Bruno? It looks like that's what he's going to attempt, but Skyscraper on the wall is going to be ready and steady. 50 seconds left on the clock, Hunted.
Yep, final 50. Most likely of this series, unless Illinois can score a goal here. Probably need one in the next 15, 20 seconds at the latest if they want an opportunity to come back in this game. Here comes Ghost. He's going to let this one bounce. He opts not to go for it. I don't think he had the boost to get up there. 30 seconds left to go. Jelly's looking for the pass. Ghost is there, but it's not on goal. It's off the back wall, and Bruno gets the touch to clear. That should just about do it for this series. FSU going to challenge LSU in the finals, and what a well-played series. I don't think there are 2 more deserving teams to be in the finals.
Yeah, no, and this will be interesting because this was a rematch of our final match of the night yesterday, where we saw LSU 3-0 Florida State.
LSU is such a quality team. I mean, you could give me any collegiate team and you put them up against LSU, and I have a hard time betting against Louisiana. Like it's that's how good they are of a team. And Florida State, they played fantastically. They came back after that game 1 loss, won the next 4 in a row. You can't take anything away from them, but their toughest challenge by far of this tournament is waiting for them in the finals.
Yeah, so I'm interested overall. If you were to make a prediction right now, Hunted, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
What do you think the scoreline of our final game will be?
Final, like the whole series,
the
or
whole
the
best of 7?
Yeah. Oh, 4-0 LSU, definitely. I say that unbelievably, like, nonchalantly, but that's how good I think LSU are. Unless they falter game 1 because they're going to be a little bit cold, I think. Then I think we go to 5 games. But other than that, I don't see LSU dropping even a single game. I mean, they haven't done it all tournament. Why start now?
You know what? I think that's a valid response, but maybe you'll be surprised, and maybe you've just committed Caster's curse. We will see. But ladies,
you put me on the spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back momentarily as we get this finals into play. I'd just like to apologize to everybody. We're having some technical issues, but hopefully everything should be up and running very soon. If we get any further updates, we will let you know. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting started into this final match, Hunted. I can't believe we've already went through 2 best of 7s, but now we have the final 2. The Battle of States, LSU playing against FSU.
It's going to be a showdown, and my kind of integrity is on the line here. I said LSU 4-0, no problems, and if they don't do it, it's going to be kind of sad. I mean, I don't expect FSU to just, give up in this series at all, but LSU is such a quality team. We'll see how they play. Game 1 underway.
Yeah, we will. And already, right, we have switched the colors around, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. LSU are in that blue, so that means Florida State in the orange. So if you're used to Bruno zipping about in blue, he's now zipping about in orange. Icarus here. Good pass to Bruno. Bruno's going to look for the shot. Whips it. Can't get the speed he needs to catch the ball. Reverb with a good clear. Ghost on top of it. Hunted. We can finally say Ghost safely without there being 2 ghosts.
Yes, indeed. I was actually thinking about it during the break. I kind of want, like, FSU Ghost and Illinois Ghost as teammates. Oh, he hits the post. What a save by Ghost. Just perfectly as we're talking about him. He makes a beautiful save on the goal line, but I would really like to see FSU Ghost and Illinois Ghost become like pro players, just for the fact that both of them could potentially play for Ghost Gaming. Like, just how wonderful would that be?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that would, I could not, both of them be on the same team. Just both of them go pro, play for Ghost Gaming. Ghost on Ghost on Ghost on Ghost. It's great. But coming back to our current game, we're seeing, all right, a bit of a patient play coming out there. Might pay out for Bruno, but Sharp gets the touch. Playing in this corner that Bruno loves so much, but it's on the wrong side of the field this time.
Yeah, it is. And actually, Bruno, talking about him, as he's going to go one-on-one here with Sharp. Sharp does win that challenge, but, talking about Bruno, he was in that Fennec for the majority, I think for the entire series last time. He's actually switched over to the Octane now. Icarus still in that Fennec, but yeah, wonder if that's a stylistic choice for Bruno. Maybe he wasn't really feeling it with the Fennec, or maybe he feels more confident in this Octane against this LSU squad.
Yeah, it's definitely a good question. T-Bates there, going to get the demo on Bruno, recognizing how important he is to their team, and T-Bates is going to put it in. Goal 1 going towards LSU.
Yeah, this is a quality play from Reverb, too, to just bang that off of Icarus, at least get that challenge and hope the ball bounces out in front. It does perfectly for T-Bates, and he knocks that one home. So great play. Reverb and T-Bates matching up with one another. We were wondering how Reverb would fit in with T-Bates and Sharp, and if the last series we watched LSU was any indication, it looks like a good fit.
Yeah, the pass from Sharp to T-Bates, it's so good. The coordination of LSU showing off early here. And this comes down to practice, communication, and understanding of each other. And it works so consistently for LSU.
Yeah, I mean, that's just great vision from Sharp, knowing T-Bates right out in front there. It's a perfect pass. A little bit of a mistouch from Ghost. I don't think he really wanted to play it right down into Sharp, but here we are, 2-0 game one. T-Bates off the post. Reverb can't get there. What a move from T-Bates, and he just can't finish it off. Still, Reverb wants to keep things going in the orange half. Sharp will follow it up. There's another pass out towards T-Bates, but he's going to push it into the corner. Can't quite get there in time. But LSU off to a very hot start here in this series, and they're looking to put away game one.
Yeah, T-Bates is one of those players that I think thrives in situations where he's in a 1v2, 1v3, right? And tries to just out-dribble and out-read his opponent. And it works for him so consistently that it just goes to show the caliber of player that he is. Along with Sharp and Reverb, they make a very deadly team.
Yeah, and T-Bates is definitely, I think, the main striker for this team. He's using that dominance, getting all that flat car power into the ball there, and Sharp and Reverb definitely seem up to the task to play with a player like T-Bates, who's going for those 50s and just banging the ball on goal. As Sharp will take a quick shot there, good save by Icarus. But yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. T-Bates thrives in the offensive zone. If he's in the offensive zone, he's making plays, and Sharp and Reverb are setting him up beautifully.
Yeah, they really are making their star players shine. But, as they say, a machine's only good as its individual cogs. And they're making it work. And on the side of FSU, I mean, it's a similar situation, right? But you have Bruno, who is absolutely phenomenal at setting up plays, assisting, playing that aggressive, getting the bumps, along with Ghost and Icarus. Icarus is a great striker.
Yeah, Icarus is the T-Bates of FSU, certainly. At least today, he's been the man to take the shots. Bruno playing that very high energy, in your face Rocket League, as he'll score there, gets the rebound right off of T-Bates, who couldn't quite control the ball. And there it is again. I mean, it's Ghost. He'll start the play off, but it's Bruno. Just brutal hustle out in that offensive zone, challenging instantly anything that may happen. And he'll knock home the first of the game for FSU.
Yeah, there's the finesse from T-Bates and Sharp, but Bruno's pure aggression really pays out for him that time round. Now, once again, Demolition coming out onto Reverb. Good clear by T-Bates. Icarus is going to be there to pick it up for his team, but T-Bates steals it away. Gets it past one player. Gets it past two. Ghost and Bruno trying to get there. Bruno's going to get it in time. Nice touch. Reverb on the wall. Sends it straight back. Bruno with an important clear there, making sure that it's nowhere near his goal. Not even giving LSU a chance on scoring. 30 seconds left on the clock. We're almost over with game one, Hunted.
That we are. LSU, can they hold on to this lead? They'll play it into the orange zone. T-Bates gonna get challenged there by Ghost. Bruno wants to push up, but Sharp beats him to it. Has Reverb waiting out in front. Icarus, great read off the back wall. T-Bates still keeps things in that orange half. Great touch from Reverb. Can he get back to it? He's got Icarus to beat, but he can't do it. Great save to keep us at one. Only 10 seconds left. Yeah,
now we need to see this come out from FSU, right? 1 second left on the clock. If this ball touches the ground, LSU is going to take game one. FSU is going to do everything in their power to not let that one happen. Good touch by Bruno, but he just can't land on those wheels and get the momentum he needed. LSU taking game one.
That they do, and it was a close game one. LSU started quickly. They kind of simmered there a little bit towards the end of the game, giving up that goal that I'm sure T-Bates would have liked back. But regardless, solid defensive play. It was a quality finish to the game. They kept the ball in the orange zone. They generated opportunities, and they kept, I mean, Icarus off the board. He had one shot, and we talked about Icarus being the striker. He never had an opportunity to shoot. He never had an opportunity to find that open space for passes, and that's the suffocation that LSU brings to the pitch every single game.
Yeah, LSU It's true. Like, they do suffocate their opponent in just plays constantly. But FSU have been able to manage to swim along all of that, right? They've been able to keep themselves bobbing along quite decently there. Like you said, it was a pretty close game. 1-goal differential. Oh my goodness, Sharp gets the goal.
That's not the way you want to start game 2 if you're FSU. It's kind of an innocent play here from Ghost. He's on his way back. You can't read that touch coming out that way, and it's just unfortunate. Florida State going to find themselves down 1, 10 seconds in.
Coming into the kickoff once again. Like you said, 10 seconds in, already seen that first goal. Bruno with the demolition onto Reverb's going to get a massive clear, right? Sharp on it. Back to T-Bates. T-Bates gets a touch. He's going to put it in.
That is simply fantastic from Sharp. I mean, this is like a half fake, half... It was a complete fake on both Icarus and Bruno. They both think this is going back while he's trying to double, and it's just a wonderful pass right to T-Bates. And T-Bates is not going to miss that shot.
No, Sharp getting past one defender. All he has to do is get it past Icarus, but Icarus is going to be able to clear it. And I think that's the other thing, right? I think a lot of when it comes to scoring on both of these teams, it comes to those fake outs because they're not going to let easy goals in.
That and solid passing plays.
Absolutely.
Definitely, we've gotten to the point where players are good enough in Rocket League where you can't just bang it off the back wall and score.
No.
You know, it's you've got to set up quality fakes. You've got to set up quality passing plays, and LSU is a team that can do that seemingly whenever they want. At will, it feels.
Yeah, and again, that's the interesting development as well, because when you could just bang it off the back wall and find goals, you could be a solo player and carry teams, right? Like, it was still very difficult, especially in a competitive environment like this. But when it comes to fake outs and passing plays, you need to rely on your teammates. You need to have that synergy, that glue. And LSU is an abundance of it.
Ooh, that was scary. My goodness, Sharp almost put that in his own goal. Just rings it off the post. And yeah, you're absolutely right. But FSU has a little bit of that themselves. They just haven't found the space to make it work. They were in the offensive zone there for a while, but only registered 2 shots, as this one's going to fall down in front of their own net. Reverb gets it to T-Bates, who does keep the play moving. And that's one thing that if you watch LSU from afar, like if you go back and watch these replays, it seems like they always have somebody back. It's just purely because they're so committed to that responsible positioning in midfield.
Yeah, and that's important, right? It's because if somebody gets a massive clear and you're overcommitting, there you go, Sharp's going to put it in. It's one of those things where they sit midfield. If they see somebody's about to get a clear or get even like a hint of it or slightly concerned, they'll push back. But if they don't and they see an opportunity, they will push up from center field and manage to find goals just like that.
Yep, third man in. I mean, that's a perfect example of smart decision-making from Sharp. He was in decent position. If that ball somehow is hard cleared by Icarus to turn around and try to make a save or get back on defense, but also in a great position for T-Bates to just play it out in front and Sharp to score. As now he will catch this one, turn around over top. He's got Bruno to beat, has the power. Hat trick for Sharp here in game 2.
Yeah, I mean, and there you go, 4 goals up, 2 minutes 35 left on the clock. FSU are really going to need to be able to pull something out of the hat.
Well, they need to stop the bleeding, most certainly. Give up 4 goals in the first half of game 2, especially after losing a close one in game 1. It's not how you want to play. Gotta keep LSU out of your own zone, and to score 1 needs to be the biggest priority right now for FSU.
Now coming for touch there, Bruno. Looking to try and get it past Reverb. T-Bates, all right, contested by Icarus. Ghost is going to be on top of that. Good coordination, good communication coming out from FSU. They try to line it up, but nobody get back in time. T-Bates now trying to get past Bruno. Bruno has it. Bruno gets it past Reverb. Sharp's going to be in that corner. Managed to get a good clear. Good touch by Reverb. Just sending it far enough away that they can't answer back.
120 seconds left on the clock. Game 2, the pass nearly connects with Icarus. Just out of his reach as Ghost will pinch this down towards the net. Good touch there from T-Bates to send it back into the corner. All 3 players from FSU turning around, trying to make this one work. Reverb gets a bump on the backside, as now it will be Ghost, but the bump is already there. It opened up so much space. It sent, I believe, Bruno all the way back to his own goal line there, as now still the ball out in front of this blue net, but LSU, they're wasting so much time. It doesn't matter if they get scored on eventually. As long as they waste about a minute of Rocket League, they're in perfect position.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing, right? Is now it just comes down to LSU wasting time, kind of batting the ball about, getting these massive clears. They're 4 goals up. Trying to get 4 goals in a minute is hard enough. Trying to get 4 goals in a minute against a team like LSU, even if you're as good as FSU is, it's difficult.
Yeah, I don't see it happening here in Game 2. I think it's time for Florida State to kind of cut their losses, focus on Game 3, especially as T-Bates slots home a 5th goal. That'll be his 2nd of the game. Reverb gets his 2nd assist of the game as well. And yeah, it's time for FSU to discuss. They should be talking to each other through these final 50 seconds. Figure out what the game plan is for Game 3, because if they drop Game 3, it's going to be extremely difficult to win this grand final.
Yeah, it's a dire position to be in. Trying to reverse sweep in a best of 5 is hard enough. Trying to reverse sweep in a best of 7, I wish you luck. Ghost here has an opportunity to run away with it, though. Has the boost, is looking for that air dribble, can't find the second touch as Sharp intercepts him. Icarus going to be flying through the air, but doesn't quite find it. Good clear coming out from LSU right now. Going off of the backboard here. Sharp's going to get the pass back, centering it. T-Bates is ready. Gets it. Reverb in the center. Goes for that 1 touch. Goes to T-Bate. Hits the crossbar. Gets cleared away.
Final 5 seconds off the clock now. One thing I do want to mention as we head into game number 3. You know, we talked so much about Bruno in that last series. Will he get this goal? No, just off the post. But we talked so much about the impact Bruno had in that last series and his play style and how aggressive he is. In these last couple of games, it's felt like Bruno has not found his place on the pitch. He's very just, I'm not going to say he's out of position, but it seems like he's feeling uncomfortable in any situation. Like he's not getting the touches he wants. He's not finding the passing place. He's not having any, solid 50s or opening up space for his team. I think we need to watch Bruno and see, can he get back to that play style against an LSU team that is traditionally known for their solid 50 wins.
Yeah, it's a difficult place to be in, especially when you've been playing so well in your last game, right? To feel completely shut down and shut out, it's a massive mental tax. And of course, they've got the loss looming over them from yesterday as well.
Most definitely. We'll see if they can start game 3 a little bit faster than they did game number 2. Unable to score a goal. They only have 1 goal in this series even. We've played 2 games. This Reverb will deflect that one into the corner. Here comes Ghost. Not able to really control it, but he does get it back to Icarus for the time being. Still Sharp. Not the greatest clear. Bruno unable to make the touch, and it's going to roll back down. Ghost wants to turn it away, and that is not a good clear. You got to maintain possession if you are FSU there. You can't just be handing the ball to LSU for them to turn on.
Yeah, because if you give LSU an opportunity, they will take a mile. Here comes T-Bates again with this aerial dribble. He's going to get intercepted by Bruno, though. That was very well played by the man.
And a miss challenge there will open up space for Bruno. It's very rare you see this from LSU, but that is not a great challenge from Reverb. He gets beat, and T-Bates can't get back in time.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, coming into the final game, like, this is to be in the finals overall. This is what we want to see, right? We want to see Florida State here managing to take a game, because we all want to see this go to game 7, right? Like, it's so much more intense, and it's so much more enjoyable. And I think Florida State do have what it takes once they kind of get out. It feels like they're stuck in a bit of a sticky situation at the moment in their own mental game. And if they can find these breakouts, which they are able to do, we might be seeing this. We might be seeing your prediction being shattered, Hunter.
Yeah, I mean, you said everybody wants to see this go to Game 7. I think I'm one of the few who don't, purely because of my comments from the last series. But no, certainly, I would certainly be happy with a 7-game series between these teams. But right now, that's a great pass and another goal. Good shot from FSU. They're starting to connect with these plays. They've got 2 early goals, but still, I think right now, if you're Florida State, the clock is kind of your enemy. There's still so much time left.
2 goals up. I mean, this is a great start for Florida State, though, to try and make it a comeback. So again, Sharp, right, stealing it away. Good contest. Ghost playing it patiently. Reverb on top of him, getting that bounce back. Teammates goes to go for it, but Bruno's right on top of him. This is what we're talking about, right? We needed to be seeing Bruno be more proactive this game, and he really is starting to get back into the swing of it. Now challenging Sharp. Icarus cuts him off to try and throw it off. Ghost needs to get out in the way, and he manages to. Gets that ball nice back into the corner. Icarus with a good, using one of his jumps there just to knock the ball away. Ghost clearing it. Now the defensive side of Louisiana here is coming into play a bit more. Icarus needs to get a big clear. Can't let this fall in front of their goal once again, or if not, Florida State might find themselves getting scored on once more.
And this one will bounce down. Still, they've held LSU scoreless here in game number 3. We've played half of the game as now teammates looking for a touch out in front. Reverb's actually going to turn off and try to challenge Bruno. This is a 2-on-1 the other way. The pass to Icarus. The shot on goal. That's in. FSU connecting on the passing play yet again. It's 3-0.
And there we go. FSU managing to get 3 goals up. I mean, coming up from the last game, this is a complete flip of the script.
Yeah, it certainly has been. And again, I mentioned Bruno needing to be the guy to step up for FSU, find his place on the pitch, and you look at his totals now, almost gets another one there. He's got a goal and 2 assists. He has 100% goal participation, and it's exactly what I wanted to see from him. I wanted to see him step up here in game 3. He's done that, and all of a sudden now they're out to a 3-0 lead.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, it's one of those things where LSU have been playing so well this entire series. It's interesting to see how FSU have adjusted, right? We've been praising LSU most of this series, but now FSU starting to bring it out. It's interesting to see how LSU responds.
Well, they've got a minute and a half to try to find 3 goals to send us into overtime game 3 here. It's quite the task, even for a team as skilled as Louisiana State, but it has been done before. Can it happen again? T-Bates has to collect this out of his own corner. Scary out in front. He'll give Icarus the hat trick, and that might just do it here for game 3.
Yeah, FSU bringing this back. I mean, 0-4 is, like I said, it's just a complete flip of the scoreline that we saw last game. These players are coming out of nowhere and really putting in the work. I shouldn't say coming out of nowhere because they're phenomenal players. But from those last, like, if you just take subjectively the context of this set, it did look like it was going to be an LSU 4-0 stomp. But I'm so glad Florida State is proof-hearted wrong.
Hey, the game's not over. Still 60 seconds left. But yeah, it's definitely been quite the solid game here from Florida State in game number 3. As Reverb plays this out towards T-Bates. Solid challenge there from Ghost. Definitely LSU have not had the space that they're typically used to on the offensive side of the ball, especially after that first goal. It seemed like it gave Florida State a lot of confidence in game 3, and the aggression, the aggressive play, the active play from the Orange squad has been so very good. Can they do it for the remainder of the series? That remains to be seen, but they do take a game off of LSU.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's the important thing, right? Because now we get to see how LSU react when they've had a fire set underneath them, right? Because if they keep playing like they are right now, and FSU keeps at the heat that they're at, then LSU's just going to get burnt out.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, you see this at times in Rocket League, though. I mean, definitely there are times where, you know, you will see clean 3-0 sweeps, 4-0 sweeps in series where teams just dominate an entire series. But there are also times when, you know, you have kind of a role reversal for a game or two, and it feels like, hey, maybe this series is going to be super close. Then all of a sudden LSU, they come out, they'll score like a goal or 2 goals right at the beginning, and everything starts to fall apart for FSU again. And, you know, I'm not saying that that's what is to be expected, but it's not unheard of for a game to be this one-sided in favor of the team
Underdog.
that is considered an underdog, and then for that to come back, because that's the beauty of Rocket League, right? Next game, it's 0-0 with 5 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. It comes into a situation where as long as the only thing that's a continuous is the mental fortitude and like mental state of the players, right? And even then, they do get like 40, 50 seconds to kind of reset, talk it out. I'm sure the team were talking it out the last couple minutes through that game when they started taking the massive loss. And that's the important thing, is you just cannot let communication break down in a Rocket League game.
And if you do, you better make sure that it's back for the next game.
Absolutely.
And you know, mental game is so very important, as again we see the players showing off their dance moves here in the server. But no, a mental game is so important in a game that is so mechanically important. Or there's so much emphasis on mechanics in Rocket League that if you get in your own mind, you start to make yourself play worse because you think you're playing bad. You know what I'm saying? As Reaver, what a shot.
There you go. And I think that's just a mental study, right? If you get in a position where you're feeling bad about yourself, doubting yourself, you're going to play more defensively and make more mistakes because you're questioning every little thing you do. And I think the point you were trying to get to is that Rocket League is 100 micro decisions in 50 seconds, right? Because every little thing that you're doing, every little movement that you're taking is going to affect the outcome of where that ball gets hit, where that ball goes, and how you rotate. And if you doubt yourself when you're playing really well, then you're going to make more mistakes, and that's going to cost you more games. And it's just a vicious cycle where you just roll down this hill because you keep getting yourself in a worse and worse position. As we've been talking, LSU with a 2-goal lead in 20 seconds.
Hey, and this is exactly what I was talking about. I promise you, even though I didn't get this series estimated right, I promise to all of the viewers watching, to all of the fans of Rocket League, that I know what I'm talking about with Rocket League.
Yeah.
That, I mean, sometimes like you're just going to watch LSU drop a game 5-0. Like, it just happens. And then all of a sudden, the next game, they're going to score 3 in the first, minute. And this is how Rocket League is played, and why I find it to be so very interesting as Sharp. That is a beautiful shot. Wonderful pass from Reverb as well. But, I mean, this is what Rocket League is, right?
Yes.
That's why it's so fun, because sometimes, even though LSU is kind of that expected winner of the series, sometimes you have game 3 in every single game, and all of a sudden LSU drops the series. But, it's so back and forth. Sharp will just knock in a 4th goal. They're getting all the goals they wanted to score last game in the first minute of this one.
Yeah, and like you said, sometimes it is like that, right? Maybe they just laughed it off. They were like, okay, we're maybe getting a bit too serious, getting into our head a bit more. We need to kind of play a bit more looser, because I think they were trying to go for these very tight and specific goals. And now coming out into it, they're 4 goals up. We haven't even had a minute of time.
No. And yeah, this is, I mean, I'm not going to say this is a game lost by FSU, but this is a game very far out of their hands at this point. Letting in 4 goals in the first minute, certainly not something you want to do just about ever in Rocket League. And, they still have time to try to find some equalizers, but if they do drop this game, it's backs against the wall. No more games to lose.
Yeah, you could almost do, yeah. I mean, it feels a bit like Sisyphus trying to roll the rock up the hill, It doesn't, it's a difficult task, but it's definitely possible. Coming out here, I mean, they need to start breaking out this pressure. Last game we saw them with so much ground. Like I said, it was a completely flip of the script. And now coming out, it's once again back to LSU just playing this dominating game where we don't even see FSU getting a chance to breathe.
Yeah, it's night and day from the last game. LSU, they're doing the things that they had been doing all day now, and keeping the possession of the ball, making sure that FSU has no time, no space. Bruno has 48 points in this game. He's got 1 shot. Reverb, what a shot from him for his hat trick. And yeah, I mean, this transition is LSU to a T. They're so fast. They know where each other are on the pitch at all times, and that is just a wonderful mechanical play from Reverb to score his hat trick. I mean, that literally defines LSU Rocket League in that one play.
Yeah, Bruno here can't get touched, looking to try and get the goal. He's going to be able to put one in for FSU.
Good play off the kickoff there from Bruno. We saw him switch from the Fennec to the Octane. I don't know if it was the right decision, but he's certainly been using the car well in these last couple of games. That is a wonderful flick. That's a very difficult ball to save. So hopefully more of that from Bruno, if not in this game, in the next one.
Again, coming out. I mean, this could be the start that Florida State needs, right? They're, of course, 4 goals down, but 2 minutes and a half. We're just entering half time. Anything that was possible in the first half is definitely possible in the second half. There's going to be goal number 2.
And it's Bruno. He's stepping up again. It was a bump, I believe, in the backside there. Yep, see, there's Sharp flying out of the goal. That was not by his choice, unfortunately for him. And that is a wonderful shot there from Bruno. Great read off that back wall. And Icarus gets his second assist of the game.
Yeah, coming out here. Oh, right. Tested Bruno. Bruno's going to win that 50-50. Now looking to set it back up. Reverb gets a touch. Icarus stealing it away. Goes straight back to T-Bates. T-Bates to Reverb. He's going to get another misdirect or redirect into the goal. No, we're going to see Ghost tapping it up, just hitting that crossbar.
Yeah, this feels like it's been a kind of a breakout game for Reverb. We wondered how he would play with LSU, and you know, he's certainly been solid. There's not much to complain about in Reverb's game, but he's got his hat trick here. He's scored a couple of wonderful goals. He's been in perfect position for just about everything, and he's winning 50s. He's winning touches, and it's really, I think, helped LSU kind of break out of that funk they were in there in game number 3.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, it's although they're 3 goals down, I mean, okay. For a second there, Ghost managed to stop in time. That was looking a bit dicey, but Ghost not putting in the own goal there, fortunately, for FSU. I mean, it's one of those things now, though, where if we do see LSU winning this series, or winning this game, we have to see FSU win 3 games in the series. It's a mirror of what we saw them do to Illinois last set.
Yeah, I mean, you're certainly right. It's going to now be on FSU unless they can score, 3 goals in these next 50 seconds or so. It's going to be on FSU to have 3 more game 3s, and Icarus will pot that one home. Good pass there from Bruno yet again, creating the offense in the blue zone. Hopefully LSU hasn't already kind of felt like they've won this game. They still have 46 seconds left to defend. We'll see if they can do that. But yeah, I mean, this is a good sign though for FSU. They're creating offense, they're scoring goals, and even if they don't come back in this game, they have that confidence at the very least that they know they can score when they need to.
Yeah, absolutely. And all they have to do is win 3 games back to back. Again, we're talking. We're using Greek mythology earlier, and it's one of those things where it still just feels like a bit of David and Goliath trying to get through there. We're going to see another goal coming out from LSU. They're putting themselves 3 more goals. I mean, coming in, right? We've seen FSU take a game, like completely dominate it. This game coming back straight after that, FSU stood their ground. LSU, of course, still having a 3-goal lead. But overall, I think coming into the next game, we might start to see a much more even game.
Yeah, it depends on how that first minute goes. If LSU does what they did again and score even 2 goals, I think, in that first minute, I think this game turns into a shootout, and LSU will end up being on top as they get their 7th here. But yeah, if FSU plays them hard in that early going, and especially if they get the first goal of the game, then yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's a close game, game 5, that could go either way.
And Bruno, that countdown, I don't think it's mathematically possible for FSU to score the goals they need to win this anymore. But I do want to see FSU taking that early goal and kind of trying to keep that momentum going in. I've said it once, I'll say it twice. I would love for this series to go to 7 matches.
Yeah, it just seems so difficult for FSU to win 3 in a row. I mean, you say all they have to do is win the next 3 games.
It's easier said than done. Absolutely.
I mean, that sounds like, just your typical afternoon playing Rocket League. Oh, well, let's just go ahead and win 3 games.
Win 3 games.
Yeah, it's 3 games that you have to play absolutely perfectly. And one mistake could ruin that entire thing. And That's a lot of pressure for a team of anyone. It doesn't matter, pro or college level players. That is a difficult task to play a game like Rocket League perfectly for 3 straight games.
Yeah, that's what, if we add in the downtime between matches, that's 20 minutes of perfect play.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I definitely agree. That is a monumentous task, but if they manage to pull it off, it would be legendary.
Oh, it would be one of my favorite series of 2020 thus far.
Well, you're not setting the bar very high.
Okay, well, I mean, it would be my favorite series of the new year thus far, and I've casted a lot of Rocket League since 2020 has begun.
Reasonable.
And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the first minute scoreless so far. I don't think anybody's really had the momentum, but this first goal could open it wide open if Reverb can turn it on goal. No, he can't. Good play from Ghost.
Good touch here, coming out by Sharp. Oh my goodness, Teammates is going to be able to get to that rotate, but that was looking good for FSU, right? They're starting to put on the pressure again, turn up that heat. And that's what we were talking about, is once they manage to stand their ground and start finding these positions, these breakouts in LSU, they are able to run away with it.
That they most certainly are, but Reverb, he'll catch that mistake there from Ghost, knock it home, and yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. If FSU can start to limit the space of LSU, they'll get opportunities, but they've had a couple of good chances to try to generate something, and you look on the scoreboard, no shots for FSU. Granted, only one, and it is Reverb's, as he will score his second goal there. But yeah, this is the dangerous area now for FSU. You're down 2. You cannot be scored on again.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, right? 2 quick goals like that could completely change the pace. We were saying that if FSU... Well, you specifically said that if you thought FSU got some early goals, we could see a very even game. But if LSU could find them, then we might see a runaway. And if we see them put in a third here, I'm starting to believe you.
Well, we'll see. With a minute 30 gone, game number 5 cannot be lost by the team in orange, FSU. As it will be Bruno. He's going to go over top of Sharp, but Sharp, another good challenge, and by the final defender, although he can't quite recover well enough to get back to that ball. Still Icarus, he's got teammates called out. This could be dangerous. If that ball was on goal, that's in for FSU.
Coming out here, I mean, FSU managed to, or LSU managed to clear it away, though, not giving FSU that chance. I mean, we're almost halfway into the match, right? 2 goals have been scored, both of them on LSU's side. FSU needs to find a breakaway, I would say, within the next 30 seconds here, if we want to be seeing them catch up. But if Sharp managed to put that in, great save by Ghost. Are they going to be able to stop Reverb? They are. Good clear coming out from Icarus.
Yeah, Bruno, now he's got his one-on-one with T-Bates, but T-Bates, great defensive play to make that save, and Reverb will clear it back down. Still, Ghost wants to turn on it. All 3 players from FSU looking to push the pressure. Ghost will rotate back as Sharp now, the pass out in front. No follow-up from Reverb quite yet, though he will get this off the pinch off the ceiling from the FSU players. Icarus in transition scores. Great heads-up awareness from Icarus to read that ball off the side wall.
And this is exactly what I said, right? In the next 30 seconds, we needed to see FSU find a goal. I think they might have went like 35, 36 seconds. But either way, this is now a great opportunity for them to open up LSU and catch back up on the board.
Yeah, they can't give teammates this kind of space, though. He gets that kickoff play. Almost got the bump onto Bruno. Sharp, last man back. Reverb was demoed on the play. Sharp gets there in time
to
make that save and keeps them up by a goal.
Yeah, you know what? I don't think I've ever felt this anxious about a game before, but this is so close. I have no idea. It's great.
It is great. FSU nearly tying it up. That's a good pass to Sharp, but he can't beat the defender. Still Reverb to keep the ball in the orange half. Sharp and T-Bates. He'll let T-Bates go for that one, but it's going to be Icarus eventually to find the clear. Bruno's up for the deflection. He's got it. He scores. We are tied at 2 with a minute 35 left to go.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. If you weren't hyped already, this is it. 2-2. 1:35 on the clock. 95 seconds. Anything is possible in that time. We are in the wild frontier at the moment, because Anything's possible. Now, coming out, T-Bait's going to get the touch. He's going to try and get the air dribble. Ghost trying to get it. Manages to get it past one. Icarus going to contest it. We're going to see LSU on the defensive. Gets the rotate. Sharp with a good touch. Reverb challenging Icarus. Icarus wins it. T-Bait's going to pass it to his teammate Reverb. Reverb going to center it. Ghost in position. Slows it down. Just knocks it into the air. T-Bait's going to fly towards it. Challenging Icarus. It's going to work out. But now the momentum once again has swung back. And this is FSU scoring the third goal.
Oh no, that is not a play you will see Sharp make. He just completely whiffs on it. And Icarus, a free goal with 67 seconds left to go here in game number 5. FSU battled back from being down 0-2, and if they can win this one, we will see a 6th game. Still though, they've got to defend for a minute. Bruno gets by Reverb. Good clear out by Sharp. Still Icarus. Keep things in the blue half. T-Bait's whiffing on that ball as well. Now Sharp out of the corner. He's going to try to touch this one around Ghost. Good play there from Reverb, just wide of the goal.
45 seconds left onto the clock. This is the most important goal LSU can make this entire set. There it is. Sharp coming in.
Yeah, this is a misplay from Icarus. I don't know why he decides to drive up the back wall. I think he might have gotten a bit disoriented. If he just backflips there, he gets a touch on it. But unfortunately for him, poor decision. That gives Sharp the equalizer, and with 40 seconds left to go now, we're kind of back to square one. I think the teams are going to start to play a lot more defensively. Nobody wanting to give up that final goal.
Oh, of course. Now 30 seconds left onto the clock. If anybody makes a mistake, it's going to cost them this game. And if LSU makes this mistake, it might cost them the set.
Oh, this is scary. Bruno, back wall. He can't get the down inside that near post. It was a good opportunity, but he couldn't quite make it work, as now T-Bait's wants to clear it away. Ghost, solid challenge, but Sharp gets by him. 6 seconds left on the clock in regulation time. Goes towards the net. That should be an easy clear for T-Bait's. It is. Now Bruno, corner. Icarus. Nope, Sharp is there to make the stop, and that's it. We're in overtime.
And into overtime. This is LSU's chance to take the championship. T-Bait's with an opportunity. Gets the demo. Bruno's going to save it. That was looking horrifying for FSU.
Bruno with the clutch save, and we continue to play on overtime. The next goal, if it's blue, championship is over. If it's orange, we go to a game 6. Sharp will play it out of the corner. Has Reverb out in front. That's going to fall right to him. He's just too high on the bouncer. Can't put that one home, as now Sharp is going to turn. He's got a one-on-one with Ghost. Sharp has been doing it all day. He can't get it done there, but Reverb will keep it going. Still T-Bait's off the back wall, and Bruno wants to clear. He'll find it.
They're coming out now. That's almost it. Oh my goodness. Icarus goes with the double commit. Here comes T-Bait setting it back up. You see the rotations. Bruno's going to challenge it. It's going to get the double bounce. Sharp's in position. It's going to go too high. He gets the double tap. But Bruno manages to redirect it. Ghost here with an opportunity. He's going to be running down the lane. Gets challenged. Gets it past one. Doesn't get it past T-Bait's, ladies and gentlemen. This is possibly the most intense situation we've had this whole series. 1 minute into the overtime. It was almost back-to-back goal. We almost saw LSU pass. Oh my God, it goes in.
There it is. It's the LSU passing play. Sharp off the ceiling to Reverb, and Reverb barred down. See you later, FSU. LSU will take the victory in 5 games. What a thrilling way to end the series. Well played to Louisiana State. Congratulations to them.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely cannot believe how close that was. We almost saw it go into a game 6, ladies and gentlemen. But congratulations to LSU for taking the EGF Power 5 Esports Invitational crown. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe that. Do you want to talk about that set for a little bit before we close off here, Hunted? Because I feel like there's some talking points to go over. I think FSU played phenomenally. I think they played really well.
I couldn't agree more. I think they held it together after going down 0-2 in a game they had to win. And for them to come back, get that third goal, it looked like maybe they might finish it out in regulation time. A bit of a misplay, unfortunately, sends us to overtime. But, they were staying alive when LSU was just all over the orange pitch. And I thought, man, this is FSU's game. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to take this one just because they've been frustrating LSU in overtime. But again, it's Reverb. He gets his hat trick. It's the player we wanted to see the most from, kind of an unproven player for LSU, and he absolutely shined in this series. And you know, it's wonderful to see that. It's wonderful to see that the culture of Rocket League still so strong at LSU, and you can't take anything away from Florida State, but it's, I mean, how do you beat an LSU team like this?
I honestly, when they're playing that well, I think the way you beat them is just scrimming against them, improving, learning them, watching your VODs, practicing, right? Because that's the only way you're going to get better, is playing against better players. And I think coming out of that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of the schools for participating. Today has been absolutely so much fun to cast. I don't think Hunted is going to disagree in the slightest in that regard. And yesterday as well. Every week we've cast for the Power 5 has been absolutely phenomenal. And of course, we would just like to say, if you want to keep up with all of the action and see what happens in the EGFC collegiate season coming up very soon, make sure to follow us on Twitter and Twitch at @OfficialEGF. I, of course, have been at Kevin Navik Digman, and you can find me on Twitter at NavikCasts.
And you can find me Hunted at iHunted on Twitter. Thank you guys so much for watching.
And we will see you next time.